paginitas de nuevo. ¿Verdad que ganaron allí? Oh.
Dealing over to Daniel. That was a very difficult angle to make work.
Yeah, I mean, he almost did find it. He'll have another chance here. Full boost, just goes for the shot, and Evo will be able to deny there. Got to watch out for G2 on that offensive press. Daniel's sitting here. He's waited for the midfield boost to spawn, so that one will take a while before it comes back. He has a flip reset and use it to kind of wave dash once he hits the ground. Good little 50 out from Arsenal to slow things down. Dignitas taking their time, not really sending too many resources forward. It has been a slow start. Daniel, nice little flip reset. Almost
a double.
Yeah, double flip reset.
He's just trying to make people miss at that point. And also, if we can see from G2 more of those solo shot opportunities for Daniel, it's going to be good. But oh, Gyro just beats everybody. This is wide open if he can make the adjustment. He does, and that's an easy drop in for Gyro.
Look at this, great read there, beats Atomic cleanly, and he just has to follow it and hit the double in. Gyro, right place, right time, and Dignitas with the first goal.
So despite Dignitas being held on their goal line for a large stint there, Gyro was able to break out, and Gyro dusting Atomic on that challenge, and Daniel comes in to take the chip shot. Nice play there from Gyro, and I mean, let's talk about Gyro a bit. Now, Gyro has had some ups and downs in his career. That shot almost going on target. Gyro can't make the clear out. But Gyro having ups and downs, landing on Dignitas very late in the season, but somehow this Dignitas team has managed to gel very nicely.
Yeah, Gyro's been a great addition ever since he's joined. They have reached heights that we haven't seen them reach in a very, very long time. Even seeing Arsenal success, Evo as well on this roster. The question has always been, how high can this team fly? A win against G2 would really put them in one of the best in NA conversations, but of course, they've got to close out these games. 2 minutes remaining in regulation. Demo on the play, beast mode, trying to move forward, and Arsenal, it's a good cutoff. Dignitas not giving up too much ground to G2, but you can see G2 just waiting for an opportunity.
Dignitas getting fortunate there with that respawn location of Arsenal. Arsenal able to make the play right off the respawn, and now a chance to break out again. Evo going for the backward. Arsenal with the drop down, but Atomic was waiting for it. Lovely pressure so far from Dignitas. Now G2 trying to slow things down in their own corner. 50 from Daniel, intercepted, and now Arsenal with the challenge and kicks out to the midfield. Evo with a bounce shot. Will go wide. Daniel's going to try to help out Atomic. Atomic lands the demo. Not much boost for Daniel. It goes for the musty pass. Beast mode playing keep away. Now Atomic going for the backboard. No one has the boost to get the stop. Arsenal with a great challenge prevents the shot from going in.
I do like what I'm seeing from Dignitas. Even under G2 pressure, they're still able to control the ball very well. They've been managing their boost well here also, just not really using too much, not putting themselves in awkward positions despite the pressure. Gyro here really low on boost, but not really deterred. Gets a light touch out to the side. Atomic's been trying to bump him all game, but he hasn't really been too successful. He's made contact, but never really took Gyro off the path. Really awkward there, and Arsenal will try to pick this one up. Beast Mode plays it onto the back wall. Could have been dangerous there as a little scuffle in the midfield.
In some disarray, you saw Daniel and Atomic getting mixed up there, actually team bumping, and now we see a pre-jump from Atomic, lets it through, the shot will be wide.
Yeah.
G2 will now have to defend this counterattack. Great first touch from Daniel, goes for the double, out of boost though, had to be perfect, didn't get the read exactly. And now Gyro again trying to lead that counterattack. Gyro, the only goal of the game after dusting Atomic at the midfield. There's the infield pass. Look at this quick passing from G2, but it was too quick for Atomic to wrap around. Now, Arsenal clearing it out. Last chance for G2 in these final seconds. That's a good bump. Daniel will have a look at this. Split reset. Go on the demo. Let it drop down, but no one from G2 was there for the shot.
and I mean, it's a level of composure that we're seeing out of here from Dignitas, right? Even when they had the ball on the blue half, they saw G2 all in the corner. No one really took an initial challenge there. Instead, everybody pulled off. They understand that G2 very strong on the counter, don't want to give them too much room to work, and their defense has been on point, especially from Evo that game. 4 saves out from him with a score of 441. He's actually leading NA in score per game here this event. Seeing Evo work really well, and also seeing Dignitas really play for each other. In that last final play, I mean, we saw another bump opportunity for G2. Gyro got bumped out, but instead he used his misposition to bump Beast Mode, who was that person who probably could have scored that Daniel missed. So Dignitas really covering all angles here.
Certainly, and it was that quick challenge by Gyro getting up and over Atomic that made all the difference. G2 did have some good looks, even at 0 seconds. That's not a bad play to go for a flip reset and just let the ball drop down, go for the bump, but nobody from G2 was there for the shot when you expected somebody to be. We have seen that in a few instances, G2's communication has been off just based on what we saw out there on the field, like the team bump between Daniel and Atomic on the sidewall. This is, and it's the same G2 that we saw yesterday who had a slow start versus Luminosity, but Dignitas will be happy about that game 1. We'll see if they can continue to have that success in game 2, or if we'll see that G2 train start rolling.
One thing we know for sure is G2 will adjust. Daniel had 7 shots that game, Atomic had 0. Maybe changing up the approach offensively could be helpful, but right now already under a lot of offensive pressure here on the start from Dignitas. Arsenal almost able to find the back of the net, but G2 gonna be able to break it out for now. Here's Evo leading the charge from Dignitas, gets himself the back wall. Atomic will go up for it. Ball gets a little bit away from him, so Daniel will have to assist in clearing this downfield. You see Dignitas slowing things down when it's on their own back half. Arsenal just controlling the ball, keeping it close to his card. Gets this one all the way on the G2 goal line before Atomic can knock it out.
Daniel trying to control it, does wrap it around.
Oh.
There's the bump from Arsenal, takes Atomic
Oh.
out. Oh, somehow
What the
scored from an
fuck?
impossible angle. I believe we saw him yesterday score from behind that corner boost, and looks like he does it again.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great shot from Beast Mode. Right on target. Evo didn't even expect the power on it. He tried to react, but he couldn't react in time. Goes off his car and into the net. 1-0 G2.
Huge play there from Beast Mode. And that's what you expect from Beast Mode. In situations like this, now we see the flip reset threat. Beast Mode and Daniel both went. Daniel's gonna have low boost for this. All he'll be able to do is pass it, but it's perfect. And that shot off the bar and out. Atomic having a golden opportunity, wasn't able to hit the target.
Now chance here for Gyro. Ends up getting a pinch across. What's Arsenal gonna do? Nice control touch to get past Atomic, forces Beast Mode to play the 50. Beast Mode though, big demo on Evo, taking him out the play. Gyro's touch is not gonna be efficient enough as Daniel can just control this one all the way up into the midfield. Dignitas have to try again. Again, looking at the physicality, they take out so many key players in the offense. Good shot from Arsenal, but easy save from Daniel. He's gonna push this one up, to pick up the pace there on Gyro. He had to rush to make the save. Another rush save made out of Gyro here. And Dignitas keep this a 1-goal game for now as Beast Mode tried to put that one on target but failed.
And even on that play, you saw Beast Mode actually pre-jump the clear, and it forced Dignitas into a double commit. And they're still trying to dig their way out of it. Atomic, high off the wall, gets a bump. Daniel's in the middle, waiting for a pass, but it never comes. Now, counterattack, trying to break out here for Dignitas. Arsenal up and over Daniel. Ball still at the mid boost. Being contested, Evo up early, tips it down to Arsenal, who puts it into the G2 corner. Lots of boost here, though, for Daniel. Daniel into a flip reset, trying to get it past Gyro, does, but Arsenal was right there to bounce that right back in.
One of the things that I do like from G2, again, just kind of keeping their spacing. It's been really good. They've been able to watch out for a lot of things, but can they watch out for this? Gyro, light touch, Arsenal's got it!
Yeah!
Dignitas with the tying goal.
And it's
Yo no sé, yo siento que el juego de hoy está más aburrido que el de ayer.
This time with Beast Mode. Beast Mode bumps him off the ball, and if Daniel doesn't get bumped there, he's probably going to be able to clear that ball out. More G2 disorganization, and it leads right to a Dignitas goal. Dignitas has been playing very consistent G2, though, they're in this game right now. This is not the same G2 we saw yesterday.
Yeah, even the G2 yesterday was pushed initially by Luminosity.
Luminosity se llamaba el
Adjusting
equipo de
and
ayer.
play really well, especially towards the end of the series. And
Mierda,
beast
no, todo
mode, he
eso.
got him. If you can't get that backboard read, he's gonna punish you every time.
And I mean, look at that. He gets bumped while dribbling the ball, and it launches
Diablo.
that ball. It was
Él quería
actually
hacer un psycho ahí,
too
yo creo.
difficult a read for Gyro to make. That was crazy. Everyone's surprised by that. And Beast Mode elevates again himself over the competition. And G2, they are in dire need of it as well. Beast Mode has been phenomenal in this game too. He is single-handedly keeping him in.
Here's Arsenal now. Gonna try to pick this one up off the midfield. Daniel, though, big catch, trying to get the flick over Gyro, but Gyro bides his time.
It's a full
Evo
fake,
goes up,
right?
but not before Beast Mode. He's so quick to get to the ball, shutting down any opportunity for a clear. He's still in the play. He's gonna take some
No sé, la
Dignitas
primera
boost
vez que yo
as
veo
Daniel
esto,
goes up
tú
trying to
sabes,
put a
entonces yo
shot
no sé
on.
del
Great block
equipo
out from
todavía.
Evo. He's keeping it close.
Desde ayer
but
comencé a
Dignitas
verlo.
have to go. We're approaching the final minute here, game number 2. Ball stuck on Dignitas' end. They're low on boost. They don't have possession.
Ya en la
This is
final yo
everything
decido qué
G2
equipo
want
yo
right
quiero
now.
que gane.
See
Yo quería que
Dignitas
ganara
trying to remain
Luminitas era
composed,
ayer.
but they've got
Perdieron.
G2 breathing down their neck. They have not managed to break out of their half in quite some time. Beast Mode up off the ceiling, getting a little tip. There's a big clear by Evo, but Daniel will be first to it, lobs it right back in, but not much pace to it. Arsenal looking for Evo. Daniel jumps the lane, now out of boost. Evo gonna try to clear this out, taking it himself. Evo, flip reset.
Okay.
Ooh.
You can see him contesting that ball, and now G2 able to get it out.
Yeah, and a failed challenge there from Gyro.
Yo
He's
quiero
gonna
ver a
take a while to
Zen
get back.
jugando en
Evo has
vivo.
come up
Oh,
with a
oh,
big
oh, oh,
carry,
oh, oh, oh,
and he
oh.
will at least bring this to
Diablo, iba a ser
midfield.
un
Good
monster.
50 there against Beast Mode, and Arsenal up to the task. Nice little bounce out, and they respect Daniel, but Daniel missed it. Gyro plays it off the back wall. Evo, though, he wasn't in the right spot. He was playing Gyro's
Tigre tan
miss.
loco.
Now they have to go back and play defense. They're trying to slow down Atomic. He carries this one all the way to the back wall. Final 10 seconds. Dignitas may have a chance here, but it's not looking good. Beast Mode on top of the ball.
No.
Pushes this in the
Oh,
orange
no.
corner. Once this
Oh,
hits the
oh, no,
ground,
ya.
game 2 will be over. Off the
Deja que
sidewall,
pica.
Daniel is the
Coño,
one who
la-
grounds it, and G2 equalizes the
Sí, yo
series.
quiero ver a Zen,
Wow, that was something else from G2, and
Para ver qué
specifically
tal.
Beast Mode. Beast
O
Mode hitting
RW9.
another
Me gusta
shot
cómo juega
from the
RW9.
corner
Es
through
RW9,
all of that traffic.
demasiado
And
duro.
also, if you saw how many times
Demasiado
Beast
duro
Mode was
este
up
tipo.
early, sometimes pre-jumping
Yo no sé si tú
the clear
sabías
attempts
que
from
RW9
Dignitas,
es
you'll
el
begin
mejor
to understand how
en
annoying
defensa de
Beast Mode
del
is to play against. It seemed like he was
Hasta ahora.
everywhere on the field, Daz.
Acepto.
Yeah, all like there's so many opportunities. You start to see him kind of have that surge late game 1, but in game 2 especially, Beast Mode was everywhere he needed to be. Sometimes he was in too many places. When you saw that buff that he ended up getting on Daniel to give Dignitas their only goal this game, but yeah, it felt like Dignitas a bit flat here on the offense. Was really hard for them to kind of catch up and get really good
Ese
reads
tipo,
on where
para
some
mí,
of the
le parece
bounces were going.
maniático eso.
Definitely something that they need to clean up going into game 3.
Hace
And
como
you
unos
can
movimientos
see
raros con la
Gyro
boca,
here
no sé.
locked in, playing really well so far. Gyro, the only goal of the game to
Es
get
el
Dignitas that
no, ese
game 1
Arsenal,
victory.
creo que.
Arsenal, you're wondering if he'll start to
Me
amp
estoy
it up.
aprendiendo los
He's
nombres,
been
me estoy aprendiendo los
phenomenal
nombres.
for Dignitas so far. Through the Swiss stage, he led Dignitas in scoring, averaging over a goal a game. And yesterday, he shot an unbelievable 54.5%. Arsenal was a huge offensive contributor, but so far has been a bit quiet.
Let's see. Maybe there's a chance here. We've seen a lot of teams really ascend to new heights once they really are pressured. Tournament life is on the line. How will both teams adjust now? Gyro up quickly here to start things off. Gonna leave this one, gets a light touch. Arsenal taking up off the sidewall. Daniel trying to intercept. He's only got 38, so has to back off. Whoa, great pop there from Arsenal. And even Evo had a tough time getting to that.
That play is one that'll make you raise your eyebrow. Not sure how Arsenal managed to get a touch like that. But now we're back in the Dignitas half, where we spent most of the last game. 50 from Daniel will stay in the play. Atomic trying to get it past Gyro, and it does find its way over to Beast. Drop pass. It's contested up off the ceiling. Daniel from far away will go, trying to get a sidewall double. Gets it to bounce off the back wall, but Gyro is there to clear it out, and Evo makes sure Beast Mode can't clear it back in.
Oh my 0 boost here on the side of G2, but Daniel does buy them enough time. It's a great midfield challenge. He was last back, bought
Cuando yo prenda a volar ya, yo llego sí o sí a champ.
Now they have to play a little bit of
Mínimo
defense
champ.
here. Dignitas double commit in the corner. Arsenal going to slow things down here a little bit. Buy Evo some time. He just booms this one high, almost touches the ceiling as he looks for a bump on the way out. G2 though unfazed so far. First minute and a half kind of gone by, and both teams really just kind of testing each other defensively, seeing, okay, what can we get away with here?
Gyro again in a 1v1 situation, gets it up
Cuidado,
and
cuidado.
over.
Ay, coño.
Daniel has to be perfect. You can see Evo getting, or Gyro rather, getting piece of it. Evo there to clean things up off the backboard. This Dignitas counterattack has had G2's number.
I mean, first of all, Gyro winning that challenge was huge. It was a speed test from Arsenal. He got bumped out of the play, and Evo, as the last man, has to hit the shot. Top right slot for Dignitas.
Claro, así que quiero
And again,
aprender.
it seems like Gyro
Pero
is that
cuando mi cerebro se
first
confunde
man,
todavía.
that entry fragger, so to speak. He is the person making those moves to break through and allow Dignitas' offensive opportunities to develop.
Cuando yo estaba jugando los otros días contigo,
Plenty of time here
yo
for
estaba volando
response.
súper bien ese
Atomic
día,
boost
pero
downfield.
ya
Beast
no he
mode is
vuelto a
over here on
hacerlo
the
de
side,
nuevo.
but a little
Falta
bit of
consistencia.
miscommunication between him and Daniel. Daniel picks this one up, gets the flip reset, was trying to get the double flip reset on target to throw something off, but unable to. Atomic
Estábamos
last back.
jugando privado,
Arsenal
digo.
flicks over him. Atomic again, great fake challenge there to force Arsenal to play to the back wall, and now
Uy,
Atomic can
mira
get the
eso, mira
boost and
eso.
bring it all the way
Yo no
downfield.
entiendo
Flip reset there to put it
cómo
on
que
target,
controla
and
el
then
carro
Gyro
así,
stretch
Dios
to get it
mío,
clear.
esa vaina.
Gyro
Es una
was ready
atrocidad.
for it. He has been so good for Dignitas in the right spot time after time. And now Evo hesitates. He fakes the challenge to try to get Beast Mode to take it up the wall, and it does result in possession back in the hands of Dignitas. Atomic trying to bounce it up. Gyro hits it right to Daniel. Daniel,
Yo
the
creo que yo soy muy
heavy first
desesperado,
touch.
porque mira esos tipos
Will
cómo
get
se
the
mueven en
50.
el aire.
Atomic in field, and Gyro again there. He beats Beast Mode to the ball.
Oh my god, he was low boost in that situation as well. But great adjustment. Evo was in a tough spot. Gyro needed to get that touch. Do they see Daniel here though? Gyro passed. Can he get it? Oh, light touch, but it's no! It's just not enough. Beautiful passing from G2 to get the equalizer.
If you're Gyro,
Yo
this
no
is
sé,
such
yo
an
no veo como que
impossible
ningún jugador está
situation.
sobresaliendo
He's
hoy,
trying to
igual que ayer.
at least block the straight shot, but Atomic is not going to put it at them. He's going to either make sure to get it off the backboard, be able to clean it up himself. You never want to be in those situations defensively. And now they're going to have to play defense again. Daniel up off the ceiling, pinching it, going for this end shot, ends up passing it out to Beast Mode, but Evo will break it up.
Oh, but only for a moment. Right
Yeah.
now, trouble there in the goal
Yeah,
line.
there.
Gyro and Beast Mode getting
Yeah.
tangled up. Evo, light little touch. Gyro looking to control it, but add a boost here. Chance
hubiese
here
comenzado a
for
jugar
G2. Wait a
rapidito
second, they
del
got to
día
get
uno.
back there. A little bit of a race back. Too many
Yo no
people
sé
forward.
los equipos todavía, Junior.
Almost got punished
Ayer es la
there.
primera vez que yo veo
Evo
esta
wants to
vaina.
hold this one onto the sidewall. Gets a beat out on
Cuando yo
Atomic.
vea un
Arsenal looking
partido
for
de cada
bumps
equipo, yo
downfield.
te digo.
Trying to get the pass to Gyro, but Gyro had to wrap around, went unable to put it on target.
You'd love to see that from Arsenal. He fakes like he's going for the bump and instead hits the brakes and makes the pass. As we approach this final minute of gameplay, there's a musty from Daniel, but that's
Qué
blocked
maldito
out by
tiro.
Gyro, who has been, again, so reliable for Dignitas on that back line.
And he's trying to help out on the front line as well.
Mira,
We
mira,
saw
mira
Beast
eso,
Mode
mira
going
eso.
up just to kind of float, see if he could play ball. But Gyro, instead of buying time, oh my goodness, wait, this is there on the back end
tienen
from
que tener un
Dignitas,
cerebro
and it
20-20,
results in
eh.
G2 taking the lead.
And that's Daniel
Tú ves que uno se pone
working.
de que a
Gyro
mirar en el
gets a
aire,
clearance attempt
estos
out, and
tigres no miran
Arsenal,
así nada.
he was trying to rush the origin of this shot,
Iba a hacer
just didn't
giros
have
de
the
90
pace
grados
to get
cada
there
uno.
in time.
¿Qué 90?
And it was a
45
great
grados.
shot there from Beast Mode, beating the challenger. This is a great first touch from
Tú
Arsenal.
me vas a
Gyro
ver que- Mira,
cross.
mira eso.
Goes for the pass, but the pass was a little too
Cero
close to the
giro ahí.
defense.
Cero giro.
Evo,
Así
though,
mismo voy a comenzar
go
yo a
for
volar.
net. Gyro trying to get the bump on the goal line. Final 30 seconds, Dignitas having some good pressure.
Arsenal has Gyro waiting on the wing. Evo gonna take a shot here.
Yeah,
No,
bro.
Daniel gets the block. Gyro still with possession. Evo gets a demo. Arsenal now with
Yo por lo
control.
menos
Can he get
me
over
aprendo a mover
Atomic? He
bien.
got it. Dignitas tie.
Dignitas refused to give up. Evo goes for the demo, gets an
Yo quiero que
Atomic
gane
swing,
esta partida ahora,
trusts
quiero que
that
la gane
Arsenal will
G2.
get control of the
Para que
ball
pongan un chin de
and
presión
flick
en
that on
Dignitas.
target, and that is
Y que después gane
exactly
Dignitas de
what
nuevo.
Arsenal does. Dignitas tie it up late.
Both teams trading punches here, but still, no one giving up just
le dio.
yet. Final 10 seconds in game 3. Series is
Oh.
tied. Score is
No,
tied.
no,
Beast mode!
Se me dio.
Beast mode enabled. Only 1 second on the clock.
Vitality, no, ¿dónde está?
It
¿Dónde está
doesn't
Sage?
matter. G2, they did it yesterday with 2 seconds. They do it
Loco,
again
volví a hacer
today.
en vivo jugándolo.
So clutch. Beast mode, what a play. Time is ticked down, it's 0 now. Dignitas have to keep this one up. Of course, Beast mode will ground it. And G2, what a late surge from them to get that win.
And you expect it at this point, especially from Beast Mode. And Daniel, even though he did not get a goal, he, in the air, has been so hard for Dignitas to read and for Dignitas to deal with. G2.
Oh, el otro juego,
They never give
habla
up
mucho,
either.
habla
That was,
mucho.
I mean, that was such a quality game, such an entertaining game. To
Tienen
see
que dejar que se laven la
Dignitas
mano y
fight
salgan a dar
back,
una vuelta.
and they had their pressure at the end, were able to capitalize off a great attack thanks to Evo's demo and his aggression. But G2, they keep doing this. It's early in the season, but they're already starting to get a reputation as a team that, when the time winds down, make plays happen.
And talk about an impact player. Beast mode. 100% shooting, 3 saves out of him, but the presence felt all over the field. And if there's any player on this field that can score in clutch moments like that, it's going to be him.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Beast mode, especially after Gamers 8, people really started to realize how good he is. We knew it. We've seen it for a long time. Beast mode kind of ascending up to the top of the elite players in North America. But man, it's games like this that really crystallize that into something you can understand.
I mean, this series has been a punch and punch back. Can Dignitas get it together here? See if they can at least force a game 6. G2 starting to really fire up here. Atomic, good bump there on Evo. Gyro has to get back. He ends up playing this one right into beast mode. He'll get a pop-up, and Atomic right back in the air again. He does have the double there. Gyro, great read on the back wall, and Dignitas will look to play this one forward. They get it on the back end.
Uh-oh.
And Daniel can try to control, but definitely wasn't a tough spot. You saw Arsenal there, not afraid to challenge that at all.
Certainly not, and it wasn't the touch Daniel was looking for. And now G2 are going to have to get out of this tough spot. Arsenal getting demoed, but that doesn't matter.
Wow,
Off the post, the
loco.
demo clear
Eso
from
sí me quilla cuando
Atomic.
pasa esa vaina, man.
Dignitas, they're going to wish they put that one in. Rough break there for them.
Chance here for Daniel, plays it over Evo, has Atomic, pass down, Beast Mode though,
Uy,
bang!
ya, pero yo pensé que le iba a salvar.
G2 continue to
Mira
shine.
ese haciendo dash en el techo, ese
Look at this little
desgraciado.
touch
Y yo ni en el
from
piso lo hago bien.
Daniel, he gets the touch up, knows that he's not going to go for the shot right away. I mean, G2, they don't panic. They're not going to be, they're not just going to make a decision that says, oh, I got to shoot because, you know, I'm just going to try to be fast here and not think. They're always thinking that next step ahead, trusting that their mechanics are going to pay off in the end. And that team play was absolutely dazzling.
One thing is for sure, feed the beast. First shot, first goal for G2. Now looking for more here. Dignitas have to figure out how to cool this team off before things get out of control. Beast mode off the sidewall, looking for Daniel. Good cut from Gyro. Dignitas will start to make a presence upfield. Gyro rushing that touch, a little awkward there, and Evo has to turn back. Wants to slow things down, so Atomic,
Uy, carajo,
great
mira
chain
eso.
dash to stay close to the ball here, looking for a play high, and Arsenal able to deny and regain control. Big taking their time, and honestly, as they should. So much time here in game 4 for them to try to get back in.
It's amazing what players can do on zero boost nowadays. Not sure if you saw that clip from AJ with the zap dash,
Oh, I
wall
did.
dash, and everything like that. Well, I mean, Atomic even there, to see how much he did at zero
Ese
boost.
tipo es durísimo
The
con los
game
dashes, loco.
continues
Eso es lo
to
que él hace.
evolve. And Atomic
Ya lo falló.
certainly at the forefront of
Mira,
the
estos tigres
meta.
fallan los tiros y desde que uno falla
play there,
aquí en
and
estos
I mean,
niveles,
all
toda
of
la gente
G2
con una
have that
toxicidad de
ability.
mierda.
that 50 ends up losing it. G2 on the back end. Arsenal, nice high touch. He's gonna try to press this forward. It is gonna be denied by Atomic. Here's Gyro on the ball, seeing a little bit of repositioning. Not a lot of off-ball action here. Dignitas trying to play it close. As I say that, Beast Mode going for a
fake
demo
por
on
arriba,
Arsenal.
Lisa.
He's got to rotate back. He actually gets demoed by Evo. Atomic lasts back in a tough spot. Dignitas, though, not able to capitalize too well. You have to play this one off the back wall now, and you see G2 getting positioned forward, waiting for that clear.
A great break out there from G2. Daniel booming it, finding his teammates along the wall. You see Beast Mode here contesting the pass
Quiero
attempt.
aprender a
Evo,
hacer
flip
eso.
reset, going for a bump. 2 go from G2.
Me sale a
But
veces nada
Daniel
más.
with a key touch at the midfield will win this downfield.
Yeah, and Arsenal couldn't get the boost. He gets demoed on the play. Gyro at 0 now. Important for a clear here. The good one comes out. Good 50 from Arsenal as well. And you see Beast Mode having to rush back.
Beast Mode using the last of his boost to get there for that 50. Now Daniel trying to take some space. Evo got the mid as well, up against Atomic. It falls through. Not the best touch from Daniel. It's contested now and hit over to the G2 corner. Evo trying to collect it. Evo keeping it close, goes for the 50. Pass infield. Arsenal get open net, but Arsenal was a little slow to the play. Had somebody been there right away, that net was vulnerable.
Yeah, it felt like he was too slow. A minute to go. Arsenal, again, nice light touch over Beast Mode. A couple of bumps in the midfield, though. Stop Dignitas. Atomic, oh my goodness, Atomic, he does find the extra touch, but it's just not enough. Bounces in front of the goal line. Daniel's gonna get a freebie. Has a flip. Is he gonna use it? Use it for the must-see. Everybody from Dignitas closes in on the ball as they try to break out. We're approaching the final 30 seconds, and even though they've been playing slow for the most part, Dignitas need to start ramping up here.
Oh, this could be a chance. Arsenal not able to beat Daniel to that 50. Atomic gets it around Evo as well. This is going to be even more precious time wasted in favor of G2.
Ya, pero no lo van a dejar anotar.
Another light touch, Beast Mode going up just to make Evo uncomfortable. Actually wins that challenge. Final 10 seconds. Dignitas stuck in their own half. G2 have just been playing the 50 game. As long as they get there first, that's all that matters. One more for Atomic. Why not? As G2 calls game.
And that is how you close a game out. Daniel getting the tip by Arsenal. That is a tough spot to be in, but a lot of credit going to Beast Mode as well. You continue to see him give those defenders a heck of a time. He's given them a handful with how quickly he's pre-jumping, getting up, and correctly reading the play. It's got to be frustrating for Dignitas, who have remained close in these games, but G2 has just started to pull ahead. This is very similar to the Luminosity series we saw yesterday, Daz.
It feels like G2 have this systematic pressure where they are able to just break down defenses and create quality opportunities. I say that because Beast Mode only took 1 shot that game, and that was the only goal that was scored until the final seconds. Still, Dignitas not really able to get themselves together. As we do receive word, though, Dignitas will not be taking a timeout going into this next game.
I don't know where you're getting your information because there is a timeout being called.
Wait.
Do you not see that?
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
I mean, I see. I mean, it's officially hasn't come through, but my sources do say that there's going to be a timeout. Okay.
Wait.
All right. Never mind. That apparently it was called after the deadline.
It was called too late.
And that is interesting. So Dignitas missing their window to call a timeout.
All right, here we go.
Ya, con 3
I
juegos.
guess you were right all along. And truly though, you wonder if that is going to come back.
Yo pensé que tenían 2 juegos nada más ganado.
We'll have to.
Seconds in, it leads to a goal.
En menos de 6 segundos.
Just like that,
Con
Daniel
6 segundos.
picks this one up right off
Mira,
kickoff.
Bueno.
Reset straight to Atomic to the top right corner, and G2 still hot from the last game.
Ganen Dignita ya.
Oh my, that is interesting. That is going to be really tough
Uy,
for Dignitas
mira
to
eso.
recover from mentally. This is the elimination game. Dignitas don't have any more chances. They're going to have to find a way to battle back from behind, giving up a goal like that early. This is where their
Van a
mental
sacar Dignita hoy
is truly going to be
entonces.
tested.
¿Cómo funciona?
Atomic now on the ball. G2 are going to continue to ramp up.
Ya.
Flick over and Evo. Let's take control. It's going to be important that they make every possession count on the side of Dignitas. Daniel, though, makes that one bounce right in front of the goal line. It's a strong clearance from Evo. Beast mode. And he gets a nice double into the corner. Arsenal can't read it, and Evo and Gyro, I should say, almost double commit as Dignitas are trying to get control here.
Sí, se lo
Daniel
están comiendo,
uncontested
se
in
lo
the
están
air right now.
comiendo, se lo están
Gyro
comiendo.
goes off the ceiling, but actually helps the clear out, hitting that hard back into Daniel, and Atomic lob it up, trying to make Dignitas waste their boost. Gyro catches it into a dribble and in the corner, trying to
Aunque yo
get
no
it
le veo
out
la
mid.
gran
He
cosa,
does
sé que
get it there.
hace
Arsenal, though,
equipo,
a bit too close to the play, and now it kicks out to Daniel. Daniel controlling it off the wall, trying to get back down to the ground, and he's demoed for his efforts. Atomic has beast mode in support. Beast mode now goes.
Comparación a los otros.
Beast
Yo no sé
mode
cómo Luminita, ¿qué
trying
se
to
llama
be
el otro?
annoying, and he
Perdieron ayer
certainly
contra
is.
ese equipo.
Beast mode almost had enough to get that play finished off, but you can see zero boost to get to it in time to take the shot.
Tension going into game 5, and this one, especially if Dignitas loses here. Bit of a dramatic finish for our first semifinal of the day, but Dignitas still showing signs of fight. Arsenal looking for some bumps. Evo was in the back end trying to make something work here as Gyro takes the ball, pushes it midfield. Arsenal leaves it for Gyro, and Atomic had a good read on the play, able to block it away.
Well, this is a shot opportunity, but a great job from Atomic to jostle the shooter to make sure that wasn't on target.
G2 coming into this matchup were number one,
Concentración total.
the best defensive team in the event with the least goals allowed so far. They're looking to continue to keep up that trend. Their defense has been on point and their offense
Uy,
has been
coño,
deadly.
qué duro tuvo esa
All they have to
defensa ahí.
do is keep things the way they are for the bottom half of the game. Atomic trying to add one more to the list.
Daniel
not able to get the double.
Oh.
Gets everybody from Dignitas jumping, but Arsenal in the right spot to be able to buy his teammates time to recover.
Ya, pero ese tipo sí le da lindo la
Arsenal's
pelota.
right now does have a feed go out to the middle, but nobody from Dignitas wants to bite just yet. Atomic with a win at the midfield will send it all the way back to Dignitas' corner. Gyro,
Tiene que decir el nombre
beast
de-
mode,
de-
going
de-
for goal, and it's good, deflected
está
by the
moviendo.
goalkeeper, but it still finds its way in.
Atomic here, beautiful pass out,
¿Cómo así?
and beast mode ready. Evo so close to being able to make the save, but just not enough here. Offensively, one shot on the side of Dignitas. Defensively, they've given up 2 goals. Now,
Oh, that's not the best clear, though.
Es otro
chance
equipo,
here.
el
Arsenal
G2
just has to get there, but a little too slow. Evo last back has to watch that one sail all the way over his head. This is looking dire for Dig.
And that was one of Dignitas' best chances of the game, and now we see a net open. Daniel wave dashes to it. Atomic will steal it, but Atomic earned it with that demo.
Yes, he did. Demo makes the net wide open on the play, and Daniel just has to score. But, I mean, Atomic, he's going to take it. Just got to keep the stats up, get the stats up. He's shooting 50% now with that goal. And Beast Mode and the rest of G2 all feel and look so comfortable just from what we've been seeing here on the field as he tries to go for a psycho, not able to get it there. And then you can almost see the comfortability. Evo will pick up one from Dignitas, giving them a fighting chance, though.
And this is the march back. Gyro gets a bump on Atomic. Arsenal gets in the way of Daniel, letting Evo take that shot, and Evo did not disappoint. This game is not over yet. About a minute and a half left. However, Dignitas, they're in a deep pit. It's going to be tough for them to get out.
Starting off already in their own half.
Si ese instrumental que yo tenía ahí
Gyro
era
trying to get power behind it, but Beast Mode is there. He's going to take his time, but Arsenal and Evo both double committing on that sidewall. This forces Dig all the way back to their own end. Final minute. If Dignitas want to keep their tournament hopes alive, they have to make something happen here.
Daniel able to steal the corner. Beast Mode trying to pass it out and get in the way. It's going to be a key challenge. Evo doesn't even go. Let's Atomic take it.
Ya lo me encanta como ese tipo,
Gyro
ese
finds
Evo.
Arsenal.
Evo le da
Arsenal
lindo
flip
la pelota,
reset,
¿oíste?
shut down by Beast Mode, and now out to Evo. G2 are going to get by the Dignitas defense once more. They don't score, but that's more precious time
Mira.
melted away.
30 seconds. Demo on the play. This one off the back wall. Can Arsenal get there? What's he going to do? Looking for the pass.
Ellos
There
le
was a
dan a la
pre-jump on the
pelota, pero
play,
yo
but
siento que Ivo
no
le
one
da
can execute
muchísimo mejor
well on
controlado.
Dignitas. Time ticking down. They can't even pass it to each other in transition without giving it to G2, who have a read on every single thing they're doing.
They threw everything at the house, Dignitas, but in the end, they
Ese
weren't able to
Atomic,
score and were
Atomic.
left
Yo qué sé.
vulnerable to that
El que
counterattack.
tiene el carro morado,
G2,
le da demasiado bien.
they had a slow start
Okay, hay par que
again, but
tienen el
what
mismo
we're
jodido
seeing,
carro.
Daz, is though they have the slow starts, they get up to speed pretty quick.
Final 10 seconds. G2 has shown what they can do when you get them hot.
Es que
And
será un
my
maldito
goodness,
loco.
what
En
a
un
way for
torneo
them
ayer
to
con un
start our
carro
championship
naranja y
Sunday.
azul.
They win the series
Hermano, póngase un
4-1
carro
against
con color.
Dignitas.
And
Que el
it
equipo lo vea
seemed like an
rápido.
inevitability, just doing the analysis from my armchair in the offseason, that G2 was going to be a contender to be the best in NA, and they have not. Easy.
Esa será con
And
copyright.
they're
Si
going to
lo
the
es,
grand final. They just have
Vamos a
one
tomar video.
more best of 7 to win before they are officially #1 in North America. And again, though, it's tough though watching this series to see the slow starts that G2 makes and then reconcile that with how dominant the end of this series appear to be.
Yeah, it starts to feel like things slow down for them and maybe even some close opportunities, but the defense always holds up. Anytime they're on that transition in the offense, they look so threatening. And if they ever need to make a clutch performance late in the game, they do exactly just that. This team has gotten better and better as the event has progressed. And as a lot of people probably predicted, now they sit here at the grand final.
And a lot of that is credit to Beast Mode. Was he incredible this series or what, Daz?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the shooting was on point. The way he was able to create space for his teammates was very solid. And then he was just faster. And that's a big proponent here in this series. I mean, Dignitas, they had great ideas for opportunities, but you can't do it if you're constantly getting dusted to the ball or just flat out losing the 50-50s. It was played at just like on another level, really. He's called Beast Mode for a reason.
Like Gibbs said in the pre-show, the top 2 teams, it seems like there's a big gap between them and everybody else. And to find out who will officially be the next top 2 team, we're gonna go to a break and find out. Shopify Rebellion versus Gen G coming up next.
Pero miro para abajo y ya. Están ganando. Ajá. Febrero 6. Gen G. En 7 minutos comienza la siguiente partida. I'm fucking busy on Tuesday for those decals. Where's Shopify? Y este maldito, ¿qué Shopify está hablando de este? I buy all decals. Let's go, Shopify. Just. ¿Quién está en cada equipo? To be determined. Está pasado. Ay, carajo.
arquero yo ahí. Atrás, Dios mío.
4-1 is the scoreline. This G2 Stride roster has been elevating game after game over the course of this event. And to talk about it, I've got Coach Sathiu. Sathiu, welcome back. I'm here interviewing you again. but I mean, that's what happens when you keep winning.
Yeah.
Now, of course, let's start from actually the beginning here, because you guys had a little bit of a shaky Swiss stage, but ever since you guys have made it in the top 8, you guys have looked like a completely new and fresh team playing on all cylinders. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just always trying to execute on that system that we have going. And, with Swiss, we saw that nerves play a part. We all, were kindly reminded of that. And just that feeling in tournament is way different than in scrim. So we've been getting closer and closer to scrim play, but we still got a little ways to go, but I'm feeling good.
Talk to me about the Dignitas series overall. I mean, initially going in and how you guys were able to adjust and just take over.
Yeah, I think they recently started playing a lot slower. We saw them play very slow against POAB yesterday, and we're all for that. We love when teams do that because, we feel like we can overpower them and we can overwhelm them. They're easier to demo, they're easier to challenge. So it felt controlled the entire way through. We didn't think they were going to play us like they did POAB, but they played pretty similarly, so we ran with it.
Yeah, and you guys took off. I mean, someone who took off was Beast Mode, especially. So quick was he on a lot of the plays, as well as his shooting being on form and even in clutch moments. I mean, has Beast Mode, from your perspective, been kind of improving as a tournament, or has this always just been within his toolkit?
I think he definitely is. I think, again, he and Dan both are just implementing themselves more and more into the system that I really foresee with this team, and that I think that will make them play the best. He's getting more comfortable. Dan's getting more comfortable. They both have just it's been a comfort thing, and same with Atomic as well. But Beast especially had a day today so far. So I'm excited to see what he pulls out in the grand finals, and I mean that's what I want to see going into it.
Likewise. I mean, we'll touch on Dan here just briefly. Defensively, he seemed very clutch there. I mean, is there just how's the communication between Dan and the rest of the group, and as well as his performance?
Yeah, he's been a lot better when he's in that third man position, kind of commanding those in front of him. He's taking more of a leadership role that I want our third to do so during match, and it helps with our spacing. I'm big with them on spacing. We get it right in scrims, sometimes in tourney so far we haven't gotten it right, but today we did. And I think yesterday we did for the most part too. At least it was better. So yeah, I'm very happy with just how he's been communicating with the rest of the squad.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are now sitting here in the grand finals. You have to wait on this next series between Rebellion and Gen G. I mean, what are your thoughts about it?
I'm still going Gen G. I still think they're the stronger team. Rebellion showed me a lot yesterday, but I also think M80 maybe fell off a bit. They definitely didn't look as good as they did in Swiss. But, I hope it's a great series. I hope we go more than 4 games, more than 5 games. I hope we at least get 6, but I'm taking Gen G probably 4-1.
Appreciate that personally. But that being said, before I let you go, Matt, any shout-outs, anything you want to say before we send you off to prep?
Yeah, just again, shout out the org, shout out my family, shout out Beast Dad and Bart, and
shout out Beast Dad.
and we're happy with the performance, and we're just gonna try to keep it rolling.
Congratulations on the win, Matt, and of course, see you in the grand finals. Good luck.
Thanks.
G2 make light work of Dignitas here, controlling the match from beginning to end. After dropping game 1 in a 1-0 situation, they literally did not look back, following Daniel all the way into the win column here. They wait for the winner of the other semifinals and the grand finals.
We talked about the defense of G2. They only gave up 4 goals in 5 games. Dignitas, they only scored 2 goals in 1 of those games. That was game 3. But Daniel's playmaking ability is something I want to highlight. He had so many fantastic touches on the offensive side of the field to begin goal-scoring opportunities for his team. He didn't score any, but he was a huge part of that offensive pressure. And then Beast Mode and James, we talked about it with Arsenal, 54.55% shooting yesterday. Well, Beast Mode just did that in this match.
Oh yeah, and some of the shots were from crazy places. It seems like his hot spot is between the back wall and the corner boost. He still can shoot that dead center on that almost every time. And I think, Beast Mode was just incredible, but you're right. Daniel, so key to generating so many of those opportunities. All around, G2 looked phenomenal. And I think you're right, Gibbs. When you said it on the pre-show, it seems like there's Gen G, there's G2, and then there's a big gap before everyone else.
I love when James says I'm right. That doesn't happen often, so I'm just going to cherish this moment, Wave. Go ahead.
Just clip it, frame it, put it on like a little like video screen frame on your desk.
No, it's just that obvious, honestly.
And thinking about Dignitas here too. I mean, the place where I felt like the most improvement for them could be looking forward, towards the next split. That back third, there felt like there was a lot of miscommunication that would happen back there. A few double commit situations as well. That overall their speed and attempts on offense looked good, but G2 just faster on offense and then falling apart on defense. Dignitas was, and that's what the series would have been closer. I think G2 still wins, but the series would have been much closer had they not had that level of miscommunication.
Oh,
yeah, but I just think that this is just the era of the two NA super teams, though. Wave. It's like no matter what, no matter what,
just yet. Okay.
Well,
the big two.
Okay, all right. Well, to me,
two folks were in the house. We
this
did
season,
just see that first semifinal. We got another semifinal coming up here, James. We got to move on, okay, boy. Gen G was itching to get on the pitch. They're taking on the Rebellion. Many people underestimated the Rebellion coming into this event. Those people are now sitting quietly, hate watching the broadcast. They can't believe that they made it this far. Two-piece Parth and Justin going to be trying to do as much as they can here. Memory going to be bringing them in the coaching role. Memory versus Alu with death squads here, trying to make it into the grand finals to face off against G2.
Two big roster moves. We got Justin coming in. That is absolutely huge. We have First Killer coming in, the North America MVP, onto a Gen G squad. That's the best roster move, I would say, James. But bringing in a player that you love, that could be roster move number 2, probably, out of all of them that we've seen so far.
Yeah, and I think it's a really interesting move because you have to remember that Shopify Rebellion was not really a hot team or a team that people were really keeping an eye on that closely. That's no disrespect to Two-Piece and Parth, but I think Justin is one of the most iconic players that Rocket League has ever seen, if not the most iconic player. And he chose to go to this team. I think Justin is going to have many offers. No matter what people think of him last season, Justin is Justin. And he chose to go to this Shopify Rebellion team because he believes in Parth and Two-Piece. And I think it's for good reason. As we've already seen, this is a good team. This is, and I said it before, I'll say it again, I think this very well could be the major team, one of the 4, maybe even in that 3 spot. They are that good. They have proven it already, and they're kind of a wild card. I think it's totally feasible that they do upset Gen G here. They have an X factor.
There's a chance for sure, but on the same side, you got to talk about First Killer. He could have chose probably any roster that he wanted. We could have got that team everyone always talked about, Daniel, Beast Mode, and First Killer, but he chooses to go with apparently Jack McCronic, and I think he made the right move there, the number 1 seed from last year. And now it does feel like the top 2 players in North America are on the same side. First Killer and apparently Jack. And so far, apparently Jack putting up wonderful numbers. He's number 1 in goals per game for all players. And this whole squad of Gen G is number 1 on the offensive side of the field. So can Shopify find a way to slow that down? It's going to be difficult.
Well, do any of us think that Shopify is going to find the way? We're about to find out here, chat. You can let us know what you think in the hashtags in chat there. But let's see what we thought first off here. I feel like I know where this is going to go, and there's going to be the conversation of what is the battle plan for Shopify. But we can do the follow protocol here and see what they are there. Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So what does, while chat gets their hashtags in, what does Shopify need to do if they want to face off against G2 in the grand finals?
There's 2 things. 1, lose game 1, because it seems like everyone who wins game 1 is losing every single match. So just throw it away. We see Parth just clipping on M80 yesterday. We see all of them just clipping, and you're going to need to do that. When you're an underdog, you need to make these shots that are top 3 worthy to gain leads. Once you have that lead, playing defense against First Killer and apparently Jack is going to be very difficult, but it can be done. They're not like immortals. Like, don't go into this match just being like, they're too good and we're supposed to lose. You got to go in with some confidence.
Any thoughts, James?
I mean, I'm with Gibbs here. You have to step up and play. I think they are an underdog here, Rebellion, but that's the best place to be, in my opinion, is when all the expectations are on the other team. And I'm pretty sure you can tell, too, that Gen G has those expectations upon themselves, especially being the only North American team to really do anything last season. And they bring in an even, no disrespect to Nolly, but an upgrade and First Killer, because First Killer is one of those generational talents in North America. They are expected to win, but I think Shopify have a chance. We'll see.
They do.
See how it goes.
They do. This is you gotta. Gen G is not immortal. They're going to give you opportunities. You got to score in the moments they give you opportunities, and then see if you can create a few other opportunities on your own as well. Gen G, the favorite on the desk, they're also the favorite in the chat by 65%, folks. The last match before the final match, folks. Shopify versus Gen G for a chance against G2.
Memory and Illusion once teammates on Ghost way back in the day do battle here, coaching Shopify Rebellion and Gen G Mobile One Racing respectively, with a spot in the grand finals on the line.
There is so much history to be created, so much history on the line. Gen G Mobile One versus Shopify Rebellion. Let's get into it.
These two teammates doing battle with a little more history, as Herc alluded to. You've got First Killer sitting on 7 regional victories in North America. Atomic right there with 7 as well. He's already in the grand finals with G2. And First Killer will have a chance to contest for the outright lead if Gen G can take down Shopify Rebellion. It's Justin, dispossessed by apparently Jack. Good win with Chronic coming in behind. Chronic shot sent away by Two-Piece, who's put in a lot of work here into the first 30 seconds. Shot on target there from Two-Piece, denied by First Killer. So it's turned into a bit of a track meet in the early stages here between SR and Gen G, and you'd expect nothing less from two of the more potent offenses in this regional.
Yeah, you really wouldn't expect anything less than a crazy number of on-target shots to be coming out throughout the entire series, the entire game, especially here in number 1. Who is going to be the first one to kind of put their foot down and say, hey, this is the level of aggression we're coming out with? And right now, Rebellion, they really got to be the ones to do it first, in my opinion, especially after the showing they had yesterday. They looked so good. But for now, the Gen G defense has to put in some work against them here, as a couple shots are coming on through. Shot from Chronic on target. Parth is going to send this one off. Justin's going to be the one to follow, but pressure doesn't stop here as this one lands in the front. First Killer is going to try and take a shot. It goes out into the corner.
And that challenge from First Killer highlights just how sure-handed you have to be. You cannot have an errant touch just casually get away from you. You've got to have your head on a swivel. You got to know where the opposition is at all times. In this matchup in particular, you've got two very aggressive squads, especially with First Killer on the opposite side. He's got the ball now. Justin tracking him. Went off of Justin to the back wall. Two-Piece, yet another save. Saves another. He's racking up the numbers defensively now. Officially 3, but he's stopped 4 or 5 different opportunities. 7 in total from Gen G, but none have gone into the net.
Well, there's going to be another opportunity here as Chronic's over 1, but Parth able to send this one off. Was slow roller on that. Parth into the sky, over into the mid, and transition comes through. Justin driving this one forward, but Chronic's got the clear into the mid. And Two-Piece and Parth, the ones you really want to keep your eye on, especially after the performance that they gave yesterday. Parth in particular, just an offensive masterclass, learning from the best Justin. You couldn't expect anything less as far as confidence goes, but Chronic pass over to First Killer. This one to the backboard. Justin's gonna have it red here. And Gen G try to wrap their minds around how to get past the Rebellion defense.
Justin hasn't figured a huge part of this game just yet for Rebellion. Hasn't been on the ball much. Now he is. He's trying to get that away from First Killer and does so. Able to find Two-Piece. Now Parth getting in Chronic's way. It's dangerous. Two-Piece jumping in just in case he was needed. It got really hairy there at the back for Rebellion. Rebellion, but they managed to keep Gen G
mierda.
in their net. Two-piece, yet another save. He's got 5 out of their 9. And now Justin downfield, full tank of boost. Can he get it around the corner? He can, but apparently Jack scrambles back in time. First killer's got a full tank in support if needed. Jack with a good challenge. Chronic running up on one as well. Play develops just a little too slow, had a hitch there. Parth's able to take advantage, and then first killer jumps in the way, preventing Rebellion from getting anything else towards their net,
se le
and
puso
almost
adelante la
scores on the
pelota
other side.
pa ver si lo
But it's
chocaba.
a double savior medal out of two-piece. He has been the MVP for Shopify Rebellion.
He has been insane, but speaking of insane, you can see first killer just lurking about. Now, Appjack and first killer yesterday together synergetically were insane, but now Chronic's been getting in on the action. In this game alone, 10 shots onto Shopify Rebellion's goal here. They've had to defend everything and have done so successfully. 36 seconds left. Nobody has found their way into anyone's net. This one, finally a shot coming out here for Rebellion. Chronic, the one to send it off. And two-piece gonna place this one down. Justin, there to collect. Wants to send this towards the backboard, but first killer has it read. Down into the corner, low boost for him. Chronic will carry us over mid. Hard. Wanted a challenge on it. Two-piece up next. He gets past both, but Justin
Dijiste easy, pero
slowing
no
things
está,
down just a
no
bit
está
here
yendo
as the
easy,
50
¿no?
goes back towards that net. Somehow, Shopify Rebellion are getting away defensively with this. They are so good, but at some point, you gotta break it down. Chronic air dribbling this one over. First killer can't quite get an angle on it. Ball still in play here, but it's gonna get killed. And game number 1 starts out with an overtime.
11 shots from Chronic alone through those first 5 minutes. Only 3 shots out of Shopify Rebellion, but all that matters is the numbers up top. Nothing's gotten through on either side. Here goes apparently Jack, trying to get around Parth. It falls back to first killer. Chronic is over there on the weak side, and he will wait, try to bait in two-piece, and two-piece will gladly challenge him. Now Justin looking ahead. First killer right there in his grill. There's a demo, takes out Parth. First killer, leave it for Chronic, and two-piece kept that one out too. Now apparently Jack to Chronic, and they finally score. It only took Chronic 12 shots, but Gen G takes it 1-0.
Teamwork makes the dream work in this situation here. So
Parece que
many
Chronic nada más
passes to
estaba
each
tirando
other.
para
Of course,
portería, era
eventually,
una tras la otra.
you had to feed it to Chronic. That man has been on target with everything he has placed towards the Rebellion net. Eventually, something had to find its way through. But like you said, 12 shots is what it took. 15 in total from Gen G. Rebellion just offending so much. You know they want a piece of the action, but for now, speaking of action, look at the sheer amount of Chronic shots that had to be defended by Rebellion.
You could say Gen G had Chronic pressure on the Shopify Rebellion net. I'll be here all day, guys. 1-0 after all that. 8 saves out of two-piece. It's just not enough as Gen G finally find a crack in the armor and they sneak through. So game 1 goes to Gen G. That's been kind of the kiss of death for teams in this event. Once we've got to the playoffs, the team that's won game 1 has gone out in the end, either in 5 or 6 games. We still have not even sniffed Champions Field. So we'll see if that changes as we go to game 2 at Forbidden Temple. Gen G will look to keep their momentum rolling after they took upwards of 7 minutes to finally get one. Jack thought he had all day to play that ball, and said Justin proved him wrong. And Shopify Rebellion might have had an opportunity there, but they don't capitalize. And here comes Gen G. Sing me another verse just like the other.
Here comes Chronic. This ball just bounces off his card here. Able to just slow things down. Around 1, flick over to Jack off the backboard. Maybe Chronic can take a shot. He leaves it for first killer. And two-piece goes with the challenge. Jack gonna place this one into the corner as he knows he sees Rebellion starting the rush to try and formulate the attack on them. And here comes two-piece. The one, the only, the shot denied. And the first 45 seconds looking a lot like game number 1. A million shots, nothing through.
Well, after 15-3 being the shooting advantage for Gen G in game one, you at least like to see Rebellion get an early look at the Gen G net. See if that can be sustained. Apparently Jack ahead of two-piece. Parth dunked on, so Justin has to clear it away, and Jack managed to get a piece of that as well. Chronic has lost this, so now Parth with first killer and apparently Jack almost colliding in the air. First killer ahead to Jack. I mean, that duo has been phenomenal throughout this playoff, really throughout this regional. And now Chronic out of the corner, taken away by two-piece. Things have slowed down a little bit for GG.
Diablo,
That
que
shot on the line,
salvada.
so too does the follow. Chronic has both goals for GGM1.
I love this. Jack with an absolute laser in the save, but Chronic, he has been so aggressive and prepared to push up whenever needed in any situation. You know he wants to be less on the back end. I feel like throughout the first 2 days of this weekend, Chronic was a little bit quieter. I talked to Jack about it in his interview. He said Chronic usually takes a little bit to warm up in a series. Not this time. They want the grand final spot more than anything. So Chronic getting in on the action very early on is a huge sign for Gen G as of right now, but they're gonna have to fend off Rebellion. Justin taking a shot of his own. Parth gonna turn around, try to take one, but first killer, nice big clear.
With that goal from Chronic, he reaches 20 goals in the tournament, including the Swiss rounds. One of 4 players in this match that have gone for 20 plus. Apparently Jack came in averaging 1.2 goals per game, and as you would expect, somebody has to have the assist lead in this match. It is first killer coming in at 0.85 per game. First killer trying to set up another. Apparently Jack is there. Now Chronic's ball, maybe no. Justin clears. Chronic, second touch. Nobody there as two-piece clears it away. And first killer just ahead of Justin.
This one's gonna get pinched right on back. Demo onto Parth is gonna slow things down just a little bit, enough for first killer to take a shot. It goes just high of the crossbar here. Chronic wants to keep Gen G in that orange half. First killer will be able to do so successfully until the clear from two-piece comes through. Parth just patiently awaiting Jack. Wanted to at least put that shot towards the net on this one. Great 50 here from Justin into the corner. We're gonna see who's up for it. Two-piece couldn't quite make connection with it. It actually gets left. It's a shot for Parth. Jack able to send us off in 1 minute 44 seconds. Shopify Rebellion. They get a taste of offense, but immediately get sent home back to where we've seen them so many times throughout this series on the defensive end.
There's a lot more promise here. Justin bullying his way through. Nobody else diving in. And I think the big difference is somebody from Gen G would have been diving. Doesn't matter. Two-piece after all the defense. 8 saves in game 1. He gets the scoring started for Shopify Rebellion.
Diablo, mira ese tipo
This
como
is
leyó
the
esa
one
pelota.
person I really want to see
Asqueroso,
wake up
vale.
and have a huge boost of confidence. We saw the crazy solo plays that he's had not only throughout the weekend, but yesterday. Yesterday's series with Shopify Rebellion, they went off. Two-piece and Parth in particular, their solo plays almost felt inevitable. You couldn't stop them in any regard, so that is a good sign of life for this squad once they're able to break out. The biggest problem, though, that they have is Gen G not allowing them the space to make some of those plays. You're going to have to create it if you want it. Here comes Parth. Getting challenged by Chronic, sending right back to mid. This one into the sky. Parth over first killer. It's gonna go down. Jack's gonna try and take this ball back, but it still gets pushed forward. Double to go down. Justin's gonna take a shot. It goes just high. And this one's gonna float down. Parth gonna try to meet it here. Maybe a shot, but first killer with the save.
Two-piece with that goal. He was putting on a clinic in the qualifying stages leading up to the main event part of this first qualifier. Now, apparently Jack out of the corner. Two-piece has it away. Kind of an awkward touch that threw Chronic for a loop, so he's got to bring that back to first killer. Parth breathing down his neck. Now here goes apparently Jack. First killer in behind him. It's not enough to make the initial stop. You got to keep it away from FK, which they do, at least for the moment. Final seconds ticking away here. Could be headed to an overtime. There have been plenty in this playoff, and we'll have another unless Gen G's got something to say about it. Jack was not content to go for OT, but he'll have to settle.
Another overtime between these two. This one off the side while first killer down. Second touch to himself to push this ball into this orange half here. Demo's coming through. Pass over to Jack. Shot on target, but two-piece defended off.
Jack no
And
falla.
Chronic, the one everyone's been afraid of, would be the one to end it here.
Ya ni duda
16
para darle la
seconds
pelota,
in.
vale.
Gen G take game number 2.
Another overtime winner for Chronic. He's got all of the goals so far for Gen G. It is his world, and we're just living in it. Remember on the desk yesterday, it was mentioned like, yeah, so you've got Appjack and you've got First Killer, and like Chronic is just kind of there. Like the guy had 3 goals and 4 assists. What more do you want him to do? It just looks pedestrian compared to the kind of play that Jack and First Killer were putting up, because they were a little bit more flashy. As we look back at game 2, and we will indeed have a timeout called in plenty of time here by Rebellion, as they've got to take some extra time to sort this one out. They're down 0-2 after a couple of close games, couple of overtimes have not gone their way, and it's now on Memory to try and lead his team back and figure out how do we get the ball in Two Piece's hands more often.
Yeah, you've got to find a way to be able to feed that ball to him, or even just him and Parth in general, getting that ball and being able to have their moments together, feel like is more reminiscent of what we saw yesterday. But the bigger question that Rebellion have right now is how do you stop Gen G? And by Gen G, you are now trying to figure out how to stop Chronic. A Chronic that pops off is a very terrifying thing to deal with, because I think yesterday so many people were like, oh, it's First Killer and Appjack going on again the synergetic duo run that they had yesterday. Everybody's like, okay, you can intercept it, you can stop them off one by one, but Chronic solo plays and having that ball fed to him is proving to be a much more difficult task to stop than I think Rebellion came into this series anticipating.
So all 3 goals for Chronic, all 3 assists for apparently Jack. So it's First Killer who's just chopped liver in this series for now. That's terrifying if you're a Shopify Rebellion fan, because you know exactly the kind of numbers that man right there is capable of putting up. And the fact that he has had almost nothing to do with the scoring so far in this series, yikes. It's about to get pretty bad unless Rebellion can turn this around. The only goal, the only tally at all, coming from Two Piece, that one goal that tied the game and gave them some life, ultimately washed away in game 2. So now we are ready for game number 3. We go to the iconic backdrop of DF8 Stadium. Can Justin and Shopify Rebellion turn it around? Or will we get the foretold matchup of Gen G and G2 in the grand finals?
We're about to find out the answer to that question. It feels like it could be sooner rather than later as far as Gen G is concerned. And Jack, the one to send this upfield. First Killer wanting a little piece of the action. Instead, it's Parth. Pass over to Justin. This one on target. First Killer, the one to fend it off, though. And immediately, early game threats coming out from Rebellion. That's exactly what you want to see coming off of that timeout if you are a Rebellion fan.
The thing about Rebellion is, they have plenty of experience among this roster. I mean, yes, they are young. They're not as experienced as the players across the way, but they're no slouches. They've been in this situation before, and especially with Justin leading the way. Here's apparently Jack throwing it up to a Chronic. Soft out of the corner. Chronic for Jack. I don't think anybody expected Chronic to go for another touch, and that completely threw off the Rebellion defense.
Look at this. He gets the second one on it, but it's Jack to push up and keep it going. If Jack and Chronic start getting into the passing plays on this one, they will be threading the Rebellion defense like it is nothing. This one trying to get sent back. Chronic in the mid, off to the side. Justin wants to keep this in control for Rebellion here. He's able to do so for a short period of time. Appjack with the pass over to First Killer as this transition starts to come through. You know they want to just continue to extend the lead if possible, but Rebellion, they got to tie things up. Reset to get the pass over, but instead goes placed into the corner. And Chronic's going to be the one to let Gen G back out of their own half.
We're still here in the first killer waiting room. May not have to wait for very long. Chronic chasing in the net, and first killer was up for a shot, but it was cleared away. Now two-piece. Playing that deeper into Gen G territory, but to not much effect. First killer now.
Yeah.
Good challenge.
Yeah,
Apparently Jack just denied by Parth. And can they keep this ball forward? And, well, somehow yes, because apparently Jack, with nothing in the tank, through all that traffic, kept the play alive. Here goes Chronic. It would have been just like Gen G to score there. They have not yet. Now first killer, tough angle, goes harmlessly across the face of the goal.
Here comes two-piece. Justin, he already sees him. Instead of going up, goes corner, actually takes Gen G's boost from them. And this could become dangerous, but first killer, much faster than what we saw in games 1 and 2. Being prepared to get in on every piece of action he needs to, whether it's defensively or offensively. But right now, he has fended off so much from Rebellion. Chronic out into the mid here. Parth up into the sky. Here we go. 25 in the tank, enough to make the pass down to Parth, but Jack intercepts, allowing Chronic to go over, take a shot. First killer up next. He's gonna 50 this one through, but Parth is able to still get the save and keep Gen G out of their net.
2 minutes remain and the pressure
Yo estoy
remains.
desesperado, yo quiero que gane el
Down
Rebellion,
to
que sea
grab.
una.
First killer diving in and still
Diablo.
cleared out. Two-piece, yet again another stop. Justin plays this across. Parth eats a demo as well as Justin, as apparently Jack gets himself a double on the other side. And now it's apparently Jack with first killer running forward. Intercepted by Parth back into the play. And he just jackhammers that into the ground to at least slow down Gen G and maybe give Rebellion a chance. Parth right there to stop Chronic. Justin overshot that ball a little bit. And that is where the attack dies, it seems, for a Shopify Rebellion. And that's happened a little too frequently. Just the opportunities have been there. You don't have to play perfect Rocket League to get these opportunities against Gen G and capitalize on them, but there are just some mistakes you can't afford to make. Jack got in the way there, and there's first killer's first goal.
The sheer amount of aggression, you know this had to have frustrated Parth. Just a million bumps, and first killer given all the time in the world to make that little double there to give Gen G a second goal.
All right, so first killer showing up to the series now, and Parth adds one right back, going over the top of apparently Jack, and that is exactly what Shopify Rebellion needed, as Justin goes through first killer, slows him down, no way he's getting back, and it's Parth that gets them back on the board.
It's like you said, you don't have to play an absolutely perfect game. It's more so when you have the opportunity to score on Gen G, it has to happen. It's not an opportunity that should be lost in any capacity, because you're not going to get many of them. First killer off the backboard, leaves this, no connection on it. And Parth to try and carry it over. Chronic with a challenge on it, allowing first killer again to go. Jack's actually got enough to try and make another double, but two-piece challenges. This one goes mid, pass over to Justin. Gonna slow things down, take a shot of his own. First killer, great save on this. 35 seconds left. Rebellion, you gotta get out of your own half. You gotta tie things up here. Parth, 30 seconds left. Second touch to himself from the corner on this, and first killer's gonna fend it off.
Diablo, no. No, maldita vaina, loco. Yo quería que empataran.
Save back on the other side. He had to avoid contact and still scramble back for the save. And how fitting that he's the guy that delivers what's surely the dagger here in game 3.
I am so curious about what went down in that timeout. You know, there was probably a small conversation of, at what point do you say first, just go crazy. We're all looking good. We all look solid and confident. We can back you. And he's like, no, I can back us like on my own as well. He went for the save, gets the shot on his own. He's trying to make a couple more here in the last remaining seconds of this game, number 3. And a bump onto him doesn't even matter. No time left. Most you can do is another shot to just kind of say, hey, we're in this.
Mira, jugando con ellos ya.
Wanted to carry it down. Two-piece, not so much, but it all gets killed. And Gen G are headed to match point.
Ya se acabó, ¿verdad?
3-0 lead just at this point feels insurmountable, especially with this guy getting going. Chronic has been the star. Only an assist in that game. Only. So he's fallen off, I guess. He's had 2 overtime winners. Give the guy a break. It has been brilliant.
Tienen que cambiar la táctica porque si
With
se queda
G2
Chronic
waiting in the grand finals. They are 1
haciéndolo
win
todo,
away
van a
from
comenzar
getting there. And how
a
about that
pensar
setup?
a desbaratarlo.
Chronic chasing that down in the corner.
Lo demuele
Death
una y
from
otra vez.
above. Then Abjack getting in the way there, screening off the defender, so first killer can score his first goal. Parth
Que
made
Chronic
it
tenía todos los
interesting.
tiros en la partida
And then
anterior y
first
ahora
killer,
ya
as he often does on
damos una
this team,
asistencia y ya
made it
tenía.
uninteresting. And Gen G take it by 2 goals and coast towards the finish line. They got 1 more to go, though. One last win, and as we've seen so often, especially trying to close out Justin with his back against the wall, there's always something left. He's always got 1 more in him. So we'll see if anything changes on Utopia Coliseum. You just got to get 1. That's all you can get here. You get 1 and you at least start to put a little doubt in the minds of Gen G. That's what Rebellion's going to be hoping for as we kick off game 4.
Oh,
You're
yo pensaba que
now
tú
in
dijiste que ya.
reverse sweep territory, which is an
No, pero
insane
ya,
challenge to
muchachos.
be putting up against a team that has performed so consistently, not even throughout the open qualifier, but throughout this entire weekend, and even just historically. Here comes Two-Piece, wanting to start the journey for his squad. Instead, Chronic doing what we saw in games 1 and 2, just taking the shots very early on here. This one gets sending back. Parth out into the corner here. Justin prepared to take a shot off the sidewall. Chronic with the clear.
And Chronic, well defended. Now Justin, oh, that falls right to Two-Piece, and apparently Jack not letting him play that to the backboard at all. Sniffed the play out very early. Justin let that get away, so first killer will take it. But Justin does the next best thing. He took out first killer on his way through. Tried to get in Chronic's way. That didn't work out. But the corner boost stolen by Parth there. That could hinder Gen G just a little bit. At this point, you'll take anything you can get. They're all kind of packed in like sardines, though, on their own half of the field before they finally break out. And Justin doing all he can to keep this play alive. Chronic, not interested.
Míralo ahí.
This one's up in the air, waiting to be claimed. Jack's up next.
Y lo otro bien, gracias.
Stagnant 50s in the air for now, but Justin, 2 touches, he sees Two-Piece, puts this one
Yo me
down.
atrevo a decir que
Chronic
Justin, de
clears
los
this out
6
into the
ayer,
mid.
mejor.
It gets stopped, or at least slowed down by Parth, but first killer's got other plans. It's a nice transition. Again, you're getting sent back mid time and time again, which is a good sign from Rebellion, being able to stop them, not allowing Gen G in your half for too long at a time. But Jack's gonna place this one high. Justin in the air. This one's down. Jack to collect. Does he go for the flick? No, he slows it down. Save comes through. Two-Piece wants to fend this off, but you got 3 minutes left to find a play, and you got a first killer coming your way. As Jack's the one to try and take a shot, it's too wide. The play's not here. Shots are being defended left and right, and Gen G hold on for now.
This is going to revolve around Two-Piece. If they're going to drag this back, as brilliant as he's been the leading scorer in the whole tournament coming into this series. Apparently Jack stops Parth there. I mean, we all saw the 9-goal performance out of Parth, but it doesn't matter when you can't really even get any shots. Apparently Jack will steal one here as Chronic and apparently Jack. Look at this duo combining for yet another goal.
It's too easy to them at this point to be opening up this path for any shot. They're just creating open nets at this point for each other, taking turns, everybody on this squad. And Shopify Rebellion left scratching their heads at what you can do to stop them. First killer tries to take a shot. Justin denies it. Two-Piece tries to carry it over. Comes through, but Chronic sends it back. Parth demoed for his efforts, and first killer to clear this. Justin has one under Chronic, but Chronic, another touch, actually sends it back. And Gen G creating a wall of defense to slow down every inch that Rebellion takes towards their net.
This has been a masterclass. I mean, the games have been close. It's not like, I mean, okay, game 1 was dominance from Gen G, even though it was 1-0 in overtime. But it's not like Shopify Rebellion has been completely outclassed. The games have been close. Problem is, Gen G has been performing under fire just a little bit better. Sometimes a lot of bit better. Parth at least got this down in front. Two-piece coming on. Floater's going to go high and wide. Parth got that back out to Justin. Over to two-piece. The extra pass. Now Justin. Two-piece lurking. Can they finish this off with a goal? No. Two-piece came up completely empty. That forces Parth all the way back. So all that work, all those shots on or near the target, and Rebellion find themselves where they've been all series, defending Gen G's shots. Now they move forward again. Justin denied by Jack. 40 seconds left. Gotta have something towards the net. Just get something on target at this point. They'll take it. This goes across though, and Gen G can clear.
You've got 30 seconds and a dream if you are Rebellion to try and keep your chances alive in the series. Two-piece up into the sky, pass over to Justin, wants to take a shot, gets sent off. Parth into the center, over back to Justin here, but first killer there to collect and clear. 10 seconds between Gen G and a sweep over Rebellion into the grand finals. Chronic takes a shot. Parth and two-piece working their way to get around Jack. The clears try to come through, but this one's gonna hit the ground. Gen G sweep for a chance at the grand finals against G2.
Well, it's what we all thought coming into the weekend, and the only question was, could anybody stand in their way? 3 one-goal games. Shopify Rebellion hung with them. They held them as long as they could, but every single time, Gen G found a way to sneak through. And in a relatively low-scoring affair, it is Gen G that advances to take on G2. We will have First Killer and Atomic with 7 North American regional victories, but each going for their tie-breaking victory here. Somebody will get their 8th and stand alone atop the mountain.
I don't even know what I would think having to go up against Gen G after that performance.
I would think, all right, let's go. Look at G2 on the other side. I don't think they're intimidated one bit by Gen G. There is a load of talent in this grand final, and I can't wait to see it.
Neither can I. Look at all of these. Just a chronic masterclass, by the way, at the beginning half of this series, but congratulations to Gen G.
It is Gen G and G2 in the grand finals coming up. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to go anywhere.
No, él sigue siendo bueno, es que está metido en una portería de equipo. Yo lo que te he quillado. ¿Tú no viste que estaba jugando básicamente él solo contra los 3? Así cualquiera de malo. Y van a dar las finales también. No. Hoy no pueden poner las finales también, yo no soy loco. ¿Cuándo es la final? ¿Mañana? Yo nunca en mi vida he visto una vaina de deporte como yo estoy viendo esta vaina de Rocket League. Ya lo van a poner a jugar 2 veces el mismo día, esos equipos. Bueno, me imagino que hoy van a jugar todo equipo y ya ahí se acaba ya, nada más falta de todo equipo. Mm, pero este equipo no sirve tampoco, yo no entiendo. Lo dejaron solo, vale. Ya este va a ser el último juego, ya este último 4 que vienen ahora. 4 o 7, qué sé yo.
less for Shopify here. I mean, for me, honestly, it's the fact that they went to 2 overtimes. Like, getting 2 of games of sweep to overtimes. But both of them were done in under a minute. One was 16 seconds long. So, like, it was more that, like, they were doing a good job stalemating that one kickoff and then the second kickoff of the game. So
yeah, that was over.
I mean, 2Piece had 12 saves in the series. 8 of them came in that first game. So, I mean, you know, there's your stat line.
We've always talked, you don't want to be the number 1 in saves. It's the one stat that's kind of like a double-edged sword there. Don't quite like it, folks. We have one more match left to play. The top 2 teams on basically everyone's North American Power Rankings have made their way to the grand finals. We won't waste any time getting into it and talking about which team we think is going to be able to actually pull it out here. Gen G versus G2 Stride for the North American First Regional Championship here. This is going to be a big one. Fire decals. You can get them on the 6th. Don't forget about it. Where do you want to start, Gibbs?
Oh, I want to start that we have waited so long for this matchup. The off-season tournaments, we saw Gen G. They did not want to participate in them. G2 would occasionally participate, but just trying to work out their problems. But everyone knew, all the pros knew, Pro Power Rankings split down the middle, 1 or 2 from every single one of them. These are your 2 best teams in North America. And we saw this as soon as we had these qualifiers. Let's just get to this final. I hope they don't meet on that first day because I just wanted to mean everything. And now we have it. Your number 1A and your number 1B, and we'll decide number 1A here in 7 games, hopefully.
You've got First Killer and Atomic each have won 7 North American regional events. Something's got to give here. One of them becomes the outright leader all-time in NA regional victories. I mean, what more can you ask for? You've got all this talk about consolidating talent in other regions, and North America goes, okay, we'll just consolidate all of it between Gen G and G2.
Here's the thing. When we have single elimination brackets, there's kind of a trend that if you have really close semifinals, you're going to have a blowout grand finals. We basically had blowout semifinals, so we should get Champions Field. Just say it. That's the US. What's the one thing I can ask for? Just give me Champions Field on this one so that we can go into the final, the few weeks of talking about it before we get to the next regional and have everyone still be like, well, no, this is just the one moment, and, you know, in Game 7 when this happened, if that hadn't happened, then my boys would have won. All right, that's what I'm hoping we get to see.
So Wave, really quick, we talked about that 3-0 curse of going through Swiss and making it to a grand finals. Well, that has been broken by G2. They went 3-0. They made it to a grand finals. That didn't happen all of last year. But only once in the past 2 years has a 3-0 actually won the entire tournament. And that was G2 in the 21 and 22 years. So it's been a while, but G2 has done it before. But Gen G, like, this is a coin flip. I don't know which way to go, Wave, but we have to choose one.
Okay, we do have to choose one. And I believe we can throw up our predictions here. We said it's a coin flip. It could go either way.
No.
All of us went for Gen G.
It sure went either way, didn't it? Well, hey, listen. I took Gen G at the start of this whole thing. I said, listen, I think this is the best team in North America, so I have to pick them to win the first event.
Okay.
They're still alive.
They are, like, G2 fans could not be happier right now. The death sweep in a coin flip, this is what they want. Gen G, I think there's more talent on that squad. I think they are generally a more consistent team. I don't know if that really matters here, but I think there is more talent on that squad, even though G2, if they do peak and that Daniel Beast Mode duo, like, is popping, they could easily win this, obviously, but I think First Killer does not lose the first regional event. He wins them all the time. I'm going to go Gen G.
This is the age-old Rocket League question of which is better for G2, for Gibbs to pick them or for Gibbs to pick against them or for the Des to sweep against them. We don't know. We're getting both of them here, so we'll see what happens, folks. They're the favorites in chat. They're the favorites on the Des. Gen G's got everything going for him here, but G2 is absolutely no slouch. They are going to look to take it to this top team. One of these teams going to walk out as your North American regional champions. It's time to find out. The grand finals are next. Get up and get loud. It's game day.
Greatness isn't given, it's earned. We all knew this matchup would happen, but only one team can sit atop of the throne of North America. Gen G, G2, let's go.
And speaking of the Game of Thrones, The number of houses from North America going to the major is more limited than ever. These points up for grabs are invaluable. We'll see who comes out on top in a highly contested #1 race. It looked like both of these teams have been playing on a different level compared to everybody else. And now the question is, how will they match up against each other?
Wow, Genji. Genji
earlier in the interview said Dignitas started off kind of slow. They were able to make use of that play style. But as you guys saw earlier, Genji has been firing on all cylinders, and then we're going to really see how G2 can handle a team that matches their pace.
We'll see if Beast Mode can have the same level of success. Beast Mode as well. That was a bit of an errant bounce. You could tell. Surprising Genji. This is some power coming out from G2 early. But Beast Mode is the player you're going to keep your eye on to see if he stays downfield and is able to disrupt the Genji defense like he's been able to everyone else so far.
And right now, Genji on defense, you start to see G2 looking forward for the press. Good pass out now. Chronic looking to take advantage of this ball. Atomic, great cut, and we have First Killer sitting in the back end. He's got to watch Daniel. Daniel trying to move that upfield, but it's going to be a back pass as Genji try to take control of their own end. First minute of the game gone by so far. One shot recorded on Genji, 2 for G2, but possession has changed left and right. Beast Mode, wanted to have a pass there. He got the FPL, he got the play downfield, but unable to connect to set up G2's offense.
But 2 goes for that Atomic and Daniel both airborne. Atomic, though, is going to keep this attack going. Shot opportunity! It's off the bar and out. Beast Mode already threatening.
Threatening, yes, but that one not hitting the mark. Daniel, though, trying to get this one involved. Atomic almost had a free shot. Good on First Killer to get there in time. Atomic solid control. These guys, speaking of First Killer and Atomic, both have won 7 regionals. They are tied for the most regional wins in NA, but that tie will be broken by the end of the series.
I mean, you can really respect the career that both of these players have put together, but even in Sathew's interview, he alluded to it at First Killer, as well as a lot of these players on G2 are really looking for that big achievement, that title that can show that they really do have it. Obviously, Atomic is a major champion, but that's that world championship that everyone's got their eye on. And Atomic's been on that stage before, and it's looking like he's helping G2 get there again.
Giving Atomic time is a bad idea. He'll make you pay for it every time. Beautiful play off the ceiling. Genji down by 1 after a mistake there. G2, of course, in the lead.
Genji gonna go for a play. Daniel nicely defending that, but it's an awkward ball bouncing. They leave it for Beast Mode. We'll test the backboard. Huge clear out. Apparently Jack beats Daniel to the ball, and this is a little awkward for Atomic, who's taking it into an air dribble. 50 down. Beast Mode there just before First Killer, but First Killer gets some revenge with a demo.
Looking to control the ball. Gets that over Daniel. Jack is up, but Beast Mode, great touch there to stop a potential equalizer. Genji trying to keep up the pace, but G2, we know their defense is the best that we've seen this event. It's going to take a little bit more than that if they want to crack it.
And you can see apparently Jack now moving in, sensing blood in the water after that. Oh, and is that it?
That's in.
It's in. Oh my! G2 turned this around. There was really a mistake in the corner. Both players from G2 getting tangled up, but they turn it around and somehow managed to extend the lead.
Jack gets a bump on Daniel, puts him in the perfect spot. Daniel says thank you, and so does G2. 2-goal lead here. G2.
It seemed like that was a moment, Desmond, where Genji saw that G2 was knocked down on the mat. They went in for that knockout blow and caught a foot right to the chin.
That's one of the things you have to be careful of, that counterattack game from G2. We've seen it time and time again across this event. They can sit down and settle, but of course they get a breakout opportunity. I mean, it's really hard to stop. Here is Chronic now, though. Trying to start something here for Genji. Daniel waiting, and Beast Mode, a great challenge all the way into the net. Everybody from G2
Bueno, Junior.
First Killer was playing so close here. Wasn't expecting a pitch to go directly to his net. Far post, perfectly lower corner. Unreal 50 there for Beast Mode. And it seems like things are going G2's way. It hasn't felt like a bunch of outplays from G2, but still they have this 3-goal
Es que yo
lead.
sinceridad, ese Genji, yo no
And
sé
it
cómo.
really makes you scratch your head as well.
Es que
Looking
ese
at the
otro equipo no
numbers
estaba de
from the
nada, era.
Twitch chat,
De nada, de
61%
nada.
thinking that Gen G was going to take this series when G2 has not lost a series yet.
This one, looking at the final minute now, and Gen G are
okay.
in trouble. Feels like just a little bit too far forward at times.
Okay,
and
okay.
G2 has been able to punish effectively. Chronic, though, going to hang back, and he'll make a save out. And you see, look at that, control from Beast Mode. Picks it up off the hood, completely turns it around.
Carajo.
On the hood, gets it to Atomic, gets that win there. That's the G2 speed coming out to display.
And the confidence as well, especially from Beast Mode, to not rush that play.
¡Ay!
Seconds
Ese
here.
tipo es durísimo. ¿Quién que tiene la pelota
Gonna
ahí?
try to score that. He's got it. Chronic able to find the finish with the assist for first killer.
I mean, Chronic was playing
Claro,
big time
Chronic es
Rocket League as
durísimo,
well.
vale.
Shopify Rebellion, multiple overtime goals. This
Mira
time,
qué rápido.
just does everything himself, controlling it around the corner. Giving some hope in this game, but with less than 30 seconds left, it's going to take a miracle for Gen G to get back into this.
En verdad, sí.
Have to really make a late surge. Chronic, though, whoa, double commit there.
Okay, okay.
Now, Gen G having to really fight here, but like you said, needed a miracle. Not enough time here. They had to have made things work on that play. Final 10 seconds in game 1. And G2 hit their mark.
Ese gol le va a dar un
Everybody
boost a
getting
ellos en la
involved
próxima partida.
offensively. And Gen G are going to have to go back to the drawing board. They take not only their first loss in this game, but the first loss today.
Una maldad que hizo que picara
And
ahí
that is
adelante.
a tough loss as well. We saw a couple of those plays, which certainly Gen G is going to want back. You saw apparently Jack overcommit pretty heavily, trying to take advantage of that mispositioning by G2, but it led to a counterattack goal. And then you saw the 50 taken by Chronic with First Killer right behind him. First Killer thinking surely Chronic's going to win this downfield, but it 50s right into their net. So, you know, the scoreline I think is a bit deceptive because G2 really didn't break down Gen G as much as Gen G kind of had a few missteps.
Yeah, exactly. I do feel like for me, even looking at that one, Gen G, although they had a lot of good offensive pressure, sometimes they hung around on that orange half a little bit too much, put themselves out of position, and then G2 had very open opportunities. But, of course, that's going to be the name of the game here. It's not about the macro, it's more micro. When you are playing at the top here in A. And now Gen G, before we get into game 2, I mean, okay, the G's in the name are going to be throwing me off here. You're going to have to bear with me. There's a lot of them, but
Aren't you? Don't you have some relationship with Gen G or something? I don't know. Shouldn't you know how to say that?
I know how to say it. It's just the Gen
It's
G
a
and the
struggle?
G2. Yeah, maybe I'm just going to start saying the whole name. Then you'll really hate me.
All right. Well, it's not just you that's struggling. Gen G also struggling out there on the field to really have any sort of synergy. You saw the confidence from them moving in, but also I think at times Beast Mode is not intimidated by anyone, and for good reason. You even saw on the play where he had barely any boost. First Killer is threatening the 50, but Beast Mode says, come right on over. Oh, you're not coming. I'm going to take this myself and make it awkward for you. Beast Mode is playing more confident than we've seen him in quite some time.
Beast Mode, also a player who can take over. He's trying to take over right now. Almost able to find the read there. Here's Daniel. Has the flip reset, gets it past everybody except First Killer. He plays this back, and now Beast Mode wants to take a shot at it. First Killer quick on the challenge, but G2 still able to hold on to some offensive possession. Here's Beast Mode trying to get there quickly, but denied by Abjack. Now breakout opportunity. First Killer group. We've seen First Killer really start to get going in a lot of games, and once he is hot, he's very tough to defend. But G2 has done a good job of holding him at bay so far.
And Jack trying to pinch that out, but it doesn't surprise Daniel. Free jump again from Beast Mode. We've seen him do that quite a bit today. This time, though, Chronic is able to navigate him. However, Atomic gets that stop with a setup pass, forcing Chronic up, and will use up all that boost where Daniel's able to steal that corner. So this is another good attack shaping up for G2. Scoring opportunity, and what a save from Chronic.
Right at the goal line, too. It looked like Atomic had that when he was going to force that in, but Chronic, like a wall in front of the net. Now still a chance, Beast Mode on the wing. He has Atomic in midfield, leaves it for Atomic, but the shot's high. Daniel will try to wrap around this. Still more pressure on Gen G. They haven't been able to break out. Even that one, Beast Mode picks the pocket and slots it to the top right.
Ole,
I mean, Daniel
jodiéndome la
has
vida.
zero boost, but he stays in the
Lloviendo
play.
esta vaina.
His positioning is such a threat for Gen G. It forces apparently Jack to move in, and
Bueno,
Panic clear
clear it right into the middle of the field. Beast Mode had the play read the whole time. He knew exactly what was going down, and he was there and ready to punish.
Quick again, even this one off the kickoff. Look, still the chain dash just to get that one in front of the goal line and almost got the bump on Jack. Beast Mode feels like a man enabled. And this could be very big trouble for Gen G if they don't get a hold of this soon. Chronic on the ball, brings us up off the sidewall, has 70 boost. Beast Mode up early. The confidence is clearly on display from the Beast as they still keep that 1 minute up, or 1 goal lead up in the first minute or so.
Gen G, though, have not had much to point to in terms of offensive accomplishments. They have been struggling to get out. G2 has been first to so many of these touches at the midfield. First Killer gonna boom this up. He has Chronic there. Chronic with the redirect. Atomic.
What a save, loco, diablo.
Insane defensive read from Atomic. This game, still a 1-goal game. First Killer trying to wrap around. He sees Daniel stretching. Takes the boost here
Diablo,
from G2.
que save.
Jack is sitting in the midfield. He has to back off. First Killer trying to disrupt the G2 defense. Here's Jack.
Yo no me puedo
Beast
creer,
Mode,
loco.
doesn't
¿Sabes
have
lo
the
difícil que es esa
Chronic is up
vaina?
first. Chronic looking for the double. Atomic will deny. This is so close here on the goal line for G2, but still they hold on defensively.
G2 will clear it out. The net was open as well if that was on target, but that was the best attack yet that we've seen from Gen G. They are very much hanging on in this game, but G2's had answers. First Killer contesting that shot from Daniel. Beast Mode doing what he's been doing all day, getting those touches just past the defender who's trying to clear it out. Another great touch. That's vulnerable. A changeup.
No way.
And it's good. Apparently Jack strikes out.
And Daniel, again, you talked about him staying in the play. He has 12 boost here. He picked up a pad when he was going off the wall. And then just the off speed. Jack wasn't ready for it. G2 sent Gen G on a trip somewhere because no one was home.
Things are going from bad to worse here for Gen G. They've had some good pressure here. We'll see if they can convert. That's a flip reset pass attempt, but Beast Mode always a step ahead, or so it seems so far. Atomic going for a goal, easily saved there by First Killer. Ball has a lot of pace, 50 by Beast Mode. Chronic, panic clear. Beast Mode going for a bump on Jack. Daniel actually does land the bump. And Atomic going for the backboard. Beast Mode refuses to leave the Gen G half. And now it's a double commit. Everyone's out. The net's wide open. And that's going to be an easy goal for First Killer. Gen G are right back in the game.
G2,
En verdad, yo quiero que gane G2
porque
ese otro equipo yo siento como que no. Ellos ganaron esa partida anterior porque ellos estaban jugando solo, básicamente.
Now they're back in the fight with a minute 16. We could be seeing a breakdown here, but G2 have been known to able to keep on to leads, not letting it too many goals in. It's going to be up to GG to really break through and work here.
A gift there from G2, that double commit. A little haunt him. If they end up losing this game, Daniel, though, jumping that lane nicely, looking for a bump on apparently Jack, sealing pass down to Atomic, who launches a shot, easily saved by First Killer. Apparently Jack had some space to work with, flip reset, but Daniel is able to stop him. And then Beast Mode again intercepts the pass.
Uy, carajo. Mierda,
Beast
pensé
Mode
que le iba a colocar
intercepting
ya.
so many passes, then that's got to be frustrating for Gen G to deal with.
And Daniel has been trying to take boost off ball the entire way. First Killer can't get a good play on this. You see Chronic only has 34. Daniel able to pick up the ball. I mean, they just are in so much control. Anytime they realize they have numbers, someone goes upfield to set something up. Here's Atomic, though, staying on this play. And Jack will lose that challenge. Daniel's just sitting, waiting here in midfield to be able to take this one up. It just feels like this is G2's game.
Wow, and Beast Mode again intercepts it. And before this, Daniel's play at the midfield to slow down that counter was huge. Now they have one more counter attack to stop before it's Chronic. It's demoed. The ball was still up somehow, but now it finally touches the ground, and that is game in favor of G2 Stride, who have been handling Gen G. Gen G has not been able to get much of anything going, so much so that they're already calling a timeout. Gen G is going to have to go to the drawing board.
Yo sí le estaba dando demasiada potencia a ese tipo y era solo.
You see that pressure. It is no joke. Staying in the play, even in low boost situations, and it's just the threat of everybody on the G2 roster. They're just all working so well together.
And I think that is the big point, is they're all working well together. And Daniel being that third man back, stopping the clears, taking the shots that come to him, and then beast mode. He's like a bull in a china shop. And unfortunately for Gen G, they're a bunch of very fragile plates at the moment.
Yeah, so now it's just taking
Está nervioso, Chronic.
past two
Mira, mira.
games, it feels like Gen G are just
Está
not
moviendo una pierna.
effective offensively. How do you break through a team that no matter what you throw at them, they're ready to respond? The way G2 has been playing, that offense is tough to manage.
Yo no sé cómo ese tipo ve con el micrófono ahí.
You will get stuck.
Ay.
You saw it so many times, even Jack dropping a goal to Daniel who only has 12 boosts playing off speed. You can tell they want to play a quicker game, but G2, they don't need to worry about that. They just need to outplay Gen G to the ball, and that's what they've been doing every time.
I honestly haven't seen much worry in the windshields of G2. In fact, there's been many situations, especially Daniel late in that game, where he's just letting Gen G drive past him. He's just faking it. He's saying, come on, I'll take the 50 if you've got enough guts to challenge me. But and you can see how fast Gen G's trying to play, and it's causing problems for them. So this is where coaches really earn their paycheck. Gen G has not had much success. They're gonna have to mix something up because it has been G2 domination pretty much since the whistle.
See here, Aleutian. He teamed with First Killer way back when on FaZe Clan. They ended up winning their first regional in the fall split of, I believe, 2021 season. Now coaching him as well as this rest of this Gen G roster. We'll see if there was any impact in the discussion. Game 3 is live. G2 up 2-0 in the series. Gen G are gonna need some work if they want to turn things around, as G2 have looked unstoppable so far.
And speed of challenge for Beast Mode already. Really nice. Chronic's actually backwards. Forces Jack to move in, and Jack will pinch clear that all the way out to G2's corner. Daniel with the boost, and he's, again, so patient and is able to maintain this up and go for an air dribble clear. Beast Mode gets demoed though, numbers advantage. First Killer immediately goes to demo Atomic, but Atomic dodged it.
Gets a demo on Daniel on the way out, is gonna steal some boost upfield. But prime opportunity gone by for Gen G. Still plenty of time in game 3.
Ese juego, mira, tratando de hacer un demo.
To say the least, demos left and right. Gen G trying to pass this out, and Beast Mode not able to intercept that time. First Killer will have some room up front, but Atomic, before he gets demo, is able to get the ball to Beast. Here's Beast Mode.
Están desesperados.
Playing this one low, and Chronic will try to take it away. It seems like the pace of play has started to increase a little bit more in the midfield.
Atomic contesting that ball again.
Qué clean se mueve ese tipo.
Up high have been so much quicker than what Gen G's been able to put together. Gen G, you're gonna have to speed it up. There's another challenge. Daniel lays off it, gets the mid boost, and goes for a 50. This could be a chance though. There's the pass, intercepted again by Beast Mode.
What a read from Beast Mode. I mean, his field presence, he's just been so aware of everywhere that the ball's gonna go, and he knows how to make the right play. That can be said for everybody on G2, but Beast Mode especially, his speed has been such a big factor in their success. Being able to read the ball, getting challenges efficiently, he set G2 up time and time again. We see Jack now trying to get the lead. The touch gets away from him. 50 on the goal line. His first Killer not going to be able to hit that redirect. And Daniel will try to clear this into midfield for now. But Chronic bringing it back in. And ball will bounce on the goal line. A little awkward there for Atomic, but he still wins the 50, forcing First Killer away.
First Killer looking for a pass up to Jack. Jack will turn for it. Beast Mode
Coño,
lets it
le están
get
metiendo
down.
mucha presión
Beast Mode
ahora.
dodging the bump. Now 50 in Chronic. It's off the sidewall. Low boost for Daniel. First Killer will hit it. And now pass it into the midfield, but nobody was ready for it. Another back pass, and the communication is not there for Gen G.
Yeah, back pass Jack. Jack had to reposition. Then they tried again and still had to reposition. They end up making it out of that, but it is a sign of concern halfway through this game. Still scoreless, though, on both sides. I believe Gen G has been able to stop G2's offensive pressure, only limiting them to a shot. But their offense needs work. There's the passing plays. Chronic, no, he can't get there in time. And Beast Mode will get the credit for the save.
That was
was an inspired passing play from Gen G, but now they'll have to fend off the counterattack. Daniel going for a pass, but a pre-jump from Chronic breaks it up. Atomic refuses to let First Killer have clean control. Apparently Jack with a 50. Beast mode off the ceiling into an air dribble.
Daniel and Jack were
Oh no, rompió la regla número 1.
Peeling off. Now here's Atomic. Big pinch. And Jack and Chronic will both go in the air. They'll both play off of it. Chronic got a piece of the ball, and Beast Mode still has been able to read it. He's been back and forth.
Ooh!
Unleash the beast, my goodness!
Diablo, le cayó arriba la pelota.
This
Mira
has
esa
to be so
mierda.
painful. There's no way apparently Jack is going to read that play. It drops down right on his hood.
Eso sí que ya cuando esa
And
vaina
that
pasa.
has to be devastating for Gen G, who have had many good opportunities, had looks, have had the pressure, and the only goal in the game being that one. That is going to be really difficult to stomach for Gen G.
And they've got to shake it off quickly, though. Otherwise, they risk being on match
Oi,
point.
oi,
And that was
oh!
gonna go in from Daniel. It's a 2-goal lead.
The wheels are really falling off for Gen G. Beast mode getting the slightest
Diablo,
little touch,
Daniel estaba ahí
keeping
mismo,
First
esperando,
Killer
loco.
occupied while Daniel comes in with the haymaker to get that insurance.
Oye, parece
goal.
que se están vengando de lo que le hicieron al otro equipo.
This is
Diablo.
unreal, Daz. How quickly this game turned on its head.
It did. The way Gen G looked offensively, it seemed like they had a chance. They were so close.
Lo están
There were just a
leyendo como
couple
un
of
papel,
miscues.
loco.
And then
Demasiado fácil.
Disaster struck, or if Disaster has a name, Beast Mode did. He
Yeah.
ended up forcing that error. Now in the final minute, G2
Falló.
Stride are moving forward here unless we see a incredible turn.
No!
Oh,
Ooh!
Avert your eyes. Don't look at this one. Apparently Jack had
Ya ganaron
full boost,
momento, loco.
jumped right as the touch came and realized that there's
Cuando
no way
no
he's
se lo
getting
ponen
that
eso de que
ball
hacerle
back.
demo a la
It's
gente,
gonna sting.
uno cree que uno va ganando y es mentira, te afecta a ti mismo porque tú estás desesperado, güey.
this is.
Tú estás demostrando lo que tú tienes.
I don't even know what to say here at this point. GG have looked good in this tournament up to this point, but now it just feels like the pressure's. It feels like the pressure's getting to them.
It does, and you know it looks a little hopeless out there right now, at least for Gen G, with how not only
Oye, qué
they've
bueno
not
que
been
están
able to put much
perdiendo.
together offensively, but
Es que eso
the
que le pasó a
way
Josin,
they've
eso fue una
gotten scored
mierda.
on.
Eso fue una
Atomic
mierda, en
going for a
verdad.
double.
Uy,
the goal line, but
diablo, qué tiro,
This
loco.
game was
No!
a really tough one to witness for Gen G, Daz.
And you see G2 now as the clock ticks
Bueno,
down.
bueno, bueno.
He's gonna play it around. They don't
Eso no
need
ganan
to do
nunca
anything
ya.
else.
Por lo menos esta no.
Complete control on the side of G2. They look like a consistent, well-oiled machine as they
Dame
have
escribir.
the
That's for
series
Daniel.
on
That's for
match
Justin.
point.
And it's been a beatdown up to this point. I mean, it almost reminds you of that old Rocky movie where you just see Rocky getting beat up over and over and over again. And I don't know if Rocky's going to win this time. And G2 has been landing some serious blows. And then not only have they been able to outplay Gen G at times, but you have those moments where it feels like RNG plays a factor, and when they continue to play a factor and they
Pero
continue
¿cómo va a
to
ser
not
algo,
go your
Junior,
way,
si nada más estaba jugando él?
that is a really difficult thing to overcome.
Los otros no estaban haciendo nada en ese equipo.
It is, especially at this stage. I think everybody going into this matchup really expected fireworks here. And it just feels like you're getting that from G2.
Justin era el único que estaba jugando básicamente ahí.
It just feels like
El control de la pelota todo el tiempo.
really struggling to figure this all out. Now they're in the toughest spot you could be in a best of 7 against a team like G2, down 0-3. Only option is to reverse sweep. You've already used your timeout.
Man, the desk really couldn't have got this one more wrong. But you know, we laugh, but the reality is the game's not over yet. We saw even in the Swiss stage a few teams reverse sweeping, but those were best of 5. To do it in a best of 7 is going to be really difficult, especially with a G2 who has not dropped a series in this qualifier.
Backs against the wall. No room for error. Gen G are going to have to leave it all out there game by game. G2, at this point, they just have to keep things going. I mean, the way they've looked, there's not much they need to change.
I think it's certainly just
Ojalá y
keep
ganen
doing
de
what you're
nuevo,
doing
coño, ya.
for G2. It's been working.
Already first 30 seconds have gone by. First killer.
Diablo, le dio.
Got a little bump on Atomic, but Beast Mode went up as well. He was totally ready to take control of that ball, expecting the bump out of first killer. Atomic leaves this one. You see Daniel coming in. Atomic will take the back boost. Daniel's playing the low 50s. Atomic a little late to this one, so it pops out. First killer trying to play the 50 mid. And Gen G, the rest of the team, has to kind of reposition. The ball has not really been in much of a predictable state for them, so it's been tough for them to position offensively. But here's Jack. As Beast Mode, he was already on the wall waiting for Jack to bring the ball up there.
And that has to be annoying. Every time you're trying to get some space, every time you think that the defense is going to respect the space, no. Beast Mode says, I'm here to take possession. There are no questions. I'm just doing it.
That's something that Sathu had said in the interview, that space is such a big thing. He wants the people that the G2 are playing against to not have space, and that's what it feels like. Another counterattack play.
Ya, no, olvídate de esa vaina. Tú estás loco,
keep ramping up.
And I think you might need to send apparently Jack some roses, maybe some
Oye.
some candy to recover from how devastating this day has been, to come so close to breaking up that play and not being able to do it.
Lo mataron, loco.
Yeah.
Gen G, they're sinking.
Yeah, it doesn't look
Ay, mi
good
madre,
on
ay,
the
mi
side of
madre.
Jack. I mean, we've seen that same position from him twice now. And you can tell that the team wants to play so much more
Inmediatamente
forward,
yo lo vi
but
haciendo
the
eso de
ball
demo,
gets
ya.
past
Yo dije,
somebody.
ya no, ya. Olvídate.
You see what happens. G2, no strangers to this. They've been doing this
Uy.
the entire event.
Save. They have been. Maybe that save from Chronic as well will help the comeback. Only 2 goals scored up to this point for Gen G. Gibbs said that it's...
Uy.
Hold on, Daniel with another goal. And you know, I might as well say it. Gibbs said that it was the top 2 and then everybody else. And I'm starting to believe there's G2 and everybody else.
It certainly looks that way, James Bott. I mean, that 50 from Atomic.
Loco, como ese tipo le ganó al equipo anterior, Gen G, y ahora lo están desbaratando. Es increíble.
They just look unstoppable. First killer though, he'll
Uy.
get one.
Diablo, que no gane momento, que quiero que le
This
ganen.
could be the moment where they stop the bleeding and start to heal. And also a great play from apparently Jack. You saw the wall dash into the bump. There's no way that ball's getting through unless apparently Jack makes that play.
Yep, great individual work there on the sidewall, pushing it forward, and good positioning from first killer. Beast Mode, first killer denies it at the goal line.
No
Like
se
something
desespere.
Gen G not out of it yet. Daniel though, goal line save. Halfway through this game, Gen G show life.
Diablo, qué duro estaba eso.
Grand final.
And apparently Jack was able to snag that corner boost right before that clear out. This is another good attack. That shot going to be wide from Chronic. Apparently Jack trying to turn and contest. Now
Eso,
first
Daniel.
killer
Vamos, Daniel.
uses that challenge to Daniel.
Coño.
The G2 speed getting the better of Gen
Atomic.
G there. Daniel now leaving this for Atomic. Atomic. High pass across the goal.
Diablo.
Nobody makes contact. I think Jack a bit surprised, as well as Atomic. Now ball high up, Atomic uncontested. Will go for a goal, and that's a save by Chronic. Daniel going back towards the net, but couldn't get around it enough. Pass over to Jack. Jack will take it. All alone for the demo, and it's still saved. Atomic.
Diablo,
he
está
dodges bumps, he
encendido ahora.
dodges demos, and he just makes the play.
No.
And Daniel,
Wow.
Big Musty, he was trying to score that. Beast Mode trying to wrap around a chance here. First killer, no, he can't make contact. Beast Mode gets bumped. Chronic with the shot. Atomic, another block out. And G2 Stride will start to move forward. Atomic almost able to finish this one. But Gen G still holding on.
Oh, you could see Chronic, he was surprised. He knew that apparently Jack was low on boost. But Jack used the Musty to get more distance, and that actually threw Chronic off, who was playing close. And now a 50 on the goal line. This is G2 domination. They will not be stopped.
Olvídate de esa vaina ya. Lo leyó bien leído, vale. Ay, mi madre.
Daniel with the finish. Even when you see signs of life from Gen G, it just only just motivates G2 to turn things up to another level. Look at the pacing there from Beast Mode. He's just all over it. Who is going to beat him in the air?
everyone can still remain friends after this series. Beast mode, some of the stuff he has pulled off would make me a little bitter.
First killer, a little slow. Here's Chronic. Trying to control this one. 50 towards the midfield. Daniel gets the flick, and Jack trying to keep this one from his own end. Atomic, though, puts a shot on. First killer denies. Chronic trying to get this downfield quickly. Atomic takes out Jack in the back end, and first killer has to go all the way back downfield. It's less than 30 seconds. Down by 2. As G2 are looking to sweep. Beast mode almost was able to submit to fortune.
Póngale otro gol ahí adentro, coño.
Seconds in regulation. One last play here
Ya,
for
pero que
JG,
mira qué maldito
and
control
Atomic
tiene ese
cuts it
perro.
out. And my
¿Cómo así que no
goodness,
pierde nada?
total domination. Number 1, there are no questions now. It's G2 Stride.
G2 win it all here in North America, and they are the undisputed #1 team in the region. If you have a question, just no. This was so dominant.
Esas son las finales. Yo pensé que era el semifinal.
Everybody was saying it's G2 and Gen.G. Even the pros. We asked them to submit their power rankings. G2 and Gen.G tied at #1. Tied at #1. Well, Dazarin, I don't think we're tied anymore.
Not at all. Not at all. G2, with that victory, as dominant as it was, 4-game sweep on Gen.G in the grand finals. There is no denying how well that team played. And my goodness, it just, when you see a team that looks as strong as they do, you really wonder who can take them down.
And I guess I'll just jump the gun a little bit. I know we're not the analysts right now, guys. But, you know, does NA have a chance now? Or can we play EU? Can we beat them? Does NA have a chance? Or will EU continue to dominate? Well, after seeing what G2 brought out today, if you're a fan of North America, that has to give you some hope.
Yeah, it does. It really does. I mean, so efficient. The pressure's great. They give
Estas son las
teams no
semifinales.
space. They also are very effective on and off ball. Even Daniel, some plays that most people wouldn't even think to go for, he does go for it, and it pays off big time. I mean, we haven't seen a weakness in them yet, James.
Well, I wouldn't go as
Taquillao,
far as
taquillao.
to say that, because we have seen them push to their limits against Luminosity. And that's why I think many people in the chat had given Gen.G the edge. But when it came down to game time, to win it all, G2 rose above. And man, they answered every question we have. But wait, maybe we'll get a few more questions. Let's throw it over to the desk and find out.
The undisputed kings of North America are G2 Stride. If you have any dispute, no, you don't. You don't get no. We will not receive any comments right now. It is clearly G2, and I don't know. So here's my question though, Gibbs. Is this G2 just being that much better than Gen.G in your mind, or was this a Gen.G collapse? Because it was a little, it felt like maybe a little bit of both.
I feel like it was a little fluky, and we should run it back. No, G2. Like, it was definitely both. Like, we saw G2, they were so incredibly fast. Not only were they fast, they were predictive. They knew where the ball was going at all times, all three members, especially Beast Mode. And then Atomic with some great saves as well. But apparently, Jack, he looked lost on the field.
No, Beast Mode se pasó
There
con
were
ese
some
save.
own goals happening. There was
Yo me quedé
a ton of
sorprendido
mistakes
todavía.
for all of them. And it is definitely a mixture of
Se
both, but you
pasaron.
have to credit G2. It's because of the pressure they were putting on. It's because they were reading literally everything that Gen.G was on the back foot at all times, and mistakes will happen even to the very best. Team stacks, G2, the target is clearly on their back now. They are #1 in North America.
Yeah, let me give you a demonstration of that series. I got Gen.G. I got G2. That's it.
Wow.
That's
Okay, I mean,
what it was.
we did say, we were talking about it during the G2 match against Dignitas, like that the reason it was so one-sided was Daniel, was many things, but it was primarily G2's speed. They were just so much faster. It felt like they were outpacing Gen.G through this entire match as well, Stacks.
Yeah, it was great to see Beast Mode and Daniel playing to their full potential as well. I feel like we actually hadn't seen it yet.
De que
We've
Daniel,
seen a lot, especially
dice que
in the
Daniel es
Swiss.
malo por
They were
romper la regla
running
número
into each
1.
other.
Me
And I
favor
was
a mí.
like, wait a minute.
Qué maldita
This is
regla
like
de mierda.
NRG in London in the
Ya esto que
finals
ni la
all over
respeto
again.
ya.
Every single time down the pitch. They stayed out of each other's way. That was peak G2. Now, maybe. I mean, you don't want to say they've peaked in the first event of the season because you want something left over for the lands. But, boy, that's as good as we've ever seen them.
And that's what we talked about with G2. When these three came to a squad together, we were like, so if they peak, they can beat literally everyone in the world, but can they do it consistently? Well, one tournament down, they definitely have. They went perfect through this tournament. Sure, there were some uphill battles on day one, maybe a couple game 5s that maybe they shouldn't have been in, but they figured it out relatively quickly, and they look like one of the best in the world. So we'll see if they can do it again. It is very difficult to win back-to-back tournaments in Rocket League. Only Vitality, obviously, that perfect split but into a perfect major. It doesn't happen often. Every single team is going to be gunning for them, but for now, yes, they look above everyone else.
It is very difficult to go undefeated in a regional event like this, but they pull it off here. 3-0 in Swiss, 3-0 in the bracket. They drop 2 games in the bracket here. And we'll see if they can bounce back and do it again. It's not even a bounce back at that point. If they can continue on with this head of steam they've got in the next event. But still, there's very few players that can attest to having won an entire regional from beginning to end without dropping a match. First Killer is one of them. FaZe did it last season one time. But G2, welcome to the big leagues. My goodness, what an accomplishment from them. We'll see how it affects them moving forward. Was it a fluke? Can they stay this consistent? That is always the question.